Do I have anything to give him for food right now? Fuck. Oh shit. That little squirrel's coming back anytime soon. Fuck. Yeah, whatever.
Oh, don't tell me that broke. Fuck, it broke. God damn it.
Oh, chickadee. Oh my god, little chickadee. Oh shit. Yeah, let me up a little close right now. Oh, little guy. Tiny little things. Hey. Little chirp chirp. Little chickadee doing a little chirp chirp. Oh, same up there. Tiny little thing. Hey, squirrel, squirrel. Little fat asses right there. There you are. Yeah. Little fat ass. This little squirrel's been a fucking chunk. Little fat ass little squirrel. Here, let me tie my boots real quick. Alright. Oh, that little squirrel's just staring me down over there. go. Alright. Sweet. Where's that little squirrel? Still over there? Nope. Oh. What the fuck? Well, those two crows are freaking out over something. Dude, like, my front yard is active as fuck today. Considering how hard it's working on his engine over there, I would think it would not be active, but it is. Charger, T, and Bluetooth. The three essentials. Alrighty. Got the three essentials. Oh, actually, the fourth essential. The coffee. The delicioso coffee. We spent a little bit of time out there. Okay, let's do a little bit of vitamin D. Oh, fucking hell. Brighter shit. Nice.
What's up?
How much? Hey, don't be sniffing that.
You're bold.
Of course that dog is. Dog barely got a damn care in the world. Mail's checked. Coffee, sun rays, and an active yard full of critters. One was making some interesting noises over there. And I'm pretty sure that fucking crow nest you could see from right there, right? Oh no, yeah, it's right there. There it is. Yeah. Look at you. Look at you, little fluff boy. You goofy little thing. Bloop. You goofy little fluffer. What's up, buddy? You're gonna do something to that bush, are you? He's about to do something to the bush. Goofy dog. Man, these fucking rats straight up have a goddamn nest right here. Are you fucking kidding? Oh wait, and there's also ant nest too. Under this tree, under the dead tree. That's annoying. That is really annoying. Okay, now where'd he go? Zukov, where'd you go? You dork. Are we doing this right now? Zukov. Oh my fucking god.
You going to near dirt again?
Probably. In fact, certainly. Zukov! What the fuck? Zukov! Oh, there you are. You're over here the entire time. I was being the paranoid one on you. I was the one being paranoid about your ass. You were already in the yard. There. Come on, pup.
I really wish I had my fucking impact drill.
Your impact drill?
Yep. I'd be done by now.
Well, something to invest in.
I have one. I linked it out to somebody.
Well, that's a little bit of an issue, I would think.
Yeah, you think?
I got some vitamin D. I put myself out there enough. Yeah. In fact, it's actually warmer than I thought. It felt chill, but it actually is not that chill. So I'll just have my plaid on. That's it. Ugh. At least for now. Have you seen this old Vosh debate? The so-called professor is legit unhinged. I'm pretty sure I have before. And wow, I'm not used to like seeing this end of the garage look so fucking bright. I have the door open still, so looks hella bright out there. Actually, let me make sure my pup's inside at least.
Alright, buddy.
Anyway, so what about this, It says No Fat November is a movement against jerking off. Oh, I know who you're talking about. Dude, I've seen that. Dude, I know exactly which debate you're talking about. Yeah, I've seen that. I'm pretty sure I saw that live when it happened. And the dude is literally a fucking just sad, insecure little bitch. Just straight up. Anyone who unironically does that no fap shit is just fucking insecure and sad. Like, seriously. I legitimately don't have that much respect for those fucking weirdos. I mean, it's like, oh my god, stay strong, warriors. We will hold the ground and not fucking bust nuts. Fuck those damn whores who will try to make us bust a nut and have a boner. And it's just like, oh my fucking god. And I'm like, you sound like a fucking larpy little cuck in a little fucking beta. It's like, shut the fuck up and bust a nut. It's like, my god, it's so sad. Like, I really do think it's kind of sad. I mean, it's like, it's one thing to be like, yeah, I feel like, you know, I might be jerking it too much, blah, 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 and trying to mitigate that. Like, that's one thing, but then to make it like a whole movement or some shit, like, you're an idiot. Like, oh my god. These no-fap weirdos are legitimately pretty dumb. Like I said, I'm not one to exactly have much respect for those fucking people. Because, like, especially when they only do it one time of the year, like NoFap November, and that's literally it. It just shows they don't take it seriously, and they don't actually consider it a significant real issue. They just treat it like a LARP, and that's it, because it is a LARP. I mean, because they're pretty pathetic, honestly. Like I said, you know, most of them generally are. At least in my opinion. It's barely 80 years in, I have 2K pop. Wait, what? Wait, so now we're talking about something different. What now? Kidnap betrays gets 10% of vampire's total pot. Wait, what? Huh? What? Sudden change and shift of conversation. What? What happened? My brain's still on NoFap right now. Oh, the new DLC dropped? Oh. It's probably gonna be a minute before I do that. I'm saving up my money for other shit right now. Mostly for concert coming up. Pretty sure next week. Yeah, next week, about 7 days, and then after that, it's going to the Furry Con, which I'm definitely saving most of my money for that. And then Seattle. The fuck is he doing out there? Oh my lord. Sounds like he just somewhat injured himself. Dramatically limit how many liters you can have, though. 10 total. I don't know if I feel... I don't know how I feel about that. I don't think I'm gonna like that, honestly. I mean, unless they add, like, some significant boosts to the liters themselves, or at least make it so there's, like... You know, I would argue, like, what? Fucking... At least, like, maybe, like, an officer corps, to where, like, you can have them as, like, a part of, like, you know... Like... You know, a part of other fleets, you know, and shit like that. They gain a trait every level. Well, that's at least decent, instead of just kind of randomly gaining a trait every now and then. So, that's at least better. Oh, here. Pull up students. And YouTube. Yeah, I mean, outside of them limiting it to such a little amount, like just 10, I mean, that just doesn't necessarily seem like, you know, I don't know, maybe that's just like the way to, like, you know, maximize this, like, balance. Mainly just because, like, obviously if you have, like, you know, 20 plus different leaders that you can potentially have and shit, and they all have, like, fuck you insane ass traits and shit, you know, obviously that's insanely imbalanced. So, I mean, I figured obviously there's, like, a certain level, you know, of, like, well, honestly, they should treat it like how they have, like, with star holds and shit. Like, if you have, like, more lead... Oh, so you can't go over the limit, but your leaders lose XP bonuses. It's not that big of a deal to me. I mean, I have, like, a lot of XP, like, bonus loss and shit, because I have, like, 800 more star holds or whatever the fuck than I'm supposed to, and it doesn't really make a big impact on me, so... At least the last time I was playing the game. I heard it almost. Whatever he's doing, he's almost got it. Here. There we go. Damn. And scientist gives you 100 research in each field per month as long as they're alive. Well, that's way better than how it is now. Or at least previously, because wasn't it only like a 5% boost or some shit? Yeah, what you doing? What you doing, goof? What? What, you little silly boy? Sog has been an insane cuddle boy lately. It's been like super sleepy and just like chilling with me. like since last night, this morning. It just been like a total stretch boy. And a total cuddle boy. I let you know, it's capable of leading a 450. Jesus. Now, if only I can get that much, that would actually be useful. But unfortunately, alas, I can't. For now. Man, first Stokes of the day. Goddamn. Man. Ugh. Just got a fat chunk of phlegm out of there. Blah. I think the Paragon Admiral, I mean, it's supposed to be based on Paul Atreides. Because he has a Fremen look, and he says he used to be a part of a noble house before he was betrayed. I'm assuming that's just kind of a part of how the vanilla game looks. Like, at least, inferring if you didn't have any mods set up for it. Because if so, I mean, I wouldn't be shocked, honestly. I mean, Star Wars is basically, like, jot full of, like, sci-fi references from, like, every type of sci-fi they can probably think of. From Dune to Star Wars, Star Trek, etc. The Paragon leaders randomly appear to Empire smashing their ethics. Fanatic militarist materialist. Man, I need to kind of finish up my last gameplay I've been doing. I mean, honestly, I haven't played Star Wars in a while, so it's been kind of a minute. I want to at least like finish up the last gameplay I was doing, and then with like this new DLC and shit, probably at least from there, start up a new little gameplay with a little bit of a different, startup or something. Sweet little pup. You were also a little dork earlier. I let you out to go say hi to Harley, and then your first order of business was to go to the neighbor's yard as they were mowing their fucking lawn. Fucking little anarchist. We have migration trees. If everyone wants to move here, we force you to ascend and become a robot. You think that would turn people off from moving there? Nah, probably not. I mean, if you have like an open treaty of like, hey, you can come here, but just know there's a caveat of a requirement to be here as a citizen and all that shit. I mean, and people still go there, yeah. I'd assume, obviously, it doesn't turn people off, and if anything, maybe the whole, like, ascending to be a synth or some shit isn't what they want, hence why they move there. I mean, hell, if I knew there was a country where I can, like, where they had, like, the ability to literally, like, yeah, we can ascend you into, like, a cybernetic, like, synthetic thing or some shit. Basically suicide to religious folk, as the religious FEs hate me for it. Well, yeah, well, obviously their founding empires are gonna hate that. Because they see, what normally would be their flock or their religious, pawns, basically, are breaking away and are essentially having a religious death. I mean, the individuals aren't necessarily dead. They just reject their ideas and reject their religiosity, and to obviously those religious empires to see it as a suicide. I see it a lot of the same type of narrative said about, like, you know, immigrants when it comes to the United States with, you know, far-right nationalists and white supremacists, where they're like, it is, you know, demographic suicide, you know, that we have all these brown people moving in, and all that other shit. Like, somehow there's, like, a cultural or, like, societal death because, like, demographic or cultural change. The gaming transmission saying that uploading copies to your mind to her body is the same as the essence transfer. Become non-human regardless of what race you were prior. Well, I'm assuming so. But also, like, I mean, just because, I mean, you're uploading a copy of your mind or some shit to a synth or robot doesn't necessarily mean there's, like, an essence transfer. But obviously, that's all just kind of sci-fi anyway, so it doesn't really matter that much. Go get that fly, Zooks. It's over here. It flew by me. Out of here. Goofy dog. He's like dotting his eyes and like his head all around, trying to. Oh shit! He just made like a big old jump trying to get this fly. But the robot FEs keep helping you for some reason. Probably because they see you as like a level of. Like, I mean, they see you on a sense as a similar level to them. That's probably why. They'll intervene on your side. Well, don't they already kind of do that? Like, because in past games, I've had Fallen Empires kind of, like, intervene, but, you know, like, usually against me, but there'd be times where they would kind of, like, side with other empires. Or they have like a scion or, you know, some other, you know, like vassal essentially and shit like that. So, I mean, this is like, I'm guessing they just expanded it. Like, instead of the kind of core, like, foundation of it, they actually expand it to actually add detail. And make it worth a fuck. Which actually be nice, because with my current game, I have like a scion that I kind of need to deal with a Fallen Empire that's literally, like, inside my entire borders. And that's, you know, fun. Luckily, they haven't fucked with me or anything like that, nor, as far as I'm concerned, will they, for now, but it's definitely a little bit of a, it's, I think, at least I know, like, prior to, like, you know, prior to me kind of falling off for a little bit, there was kind of a little bit of a situation where I almost kind of got into a war with them, but I was able to kind of like go to a previous save and kind of like address that by kind of like reshifting like my SAS in their federation by basically being associate SAS again and forming my own. Like, I had to do some quirky shit that I kind of didn't really want to do. But I did anyway because I had to, essentially. If I wanted to at least kind of keep going the way I, you know, wanted to at least deal with without having a major fat fucking hiccup that the AI just wanted, like the AI in my game wanted to do. Like, cause no matter what, like I would try to go back to last save while still in the Federation, like in like 8,000 times till Sunday. You know, try to prevent this whole escalation of war and all that shit. But nope. So I had to kick myself out, and of course, all my buddies, you know, that I was a part of Federation aren't exactly as friendly with me now. So it's just like fuck. And no starting empires, so I have good 30 years to build up. You'll eventually have neighbors, but don't have to panic build for a while. You know, I should do that. Like, next... Because usually what I do is I'll have, like, maybe, at most, like, 1 or 2 advanced empires, and then, like, 3 or 4 fallen empires. And then I'll have, like, maybe 10, like... You know, maybe, like, 10 or 15 regular empires. Something like that. Usually I have, like, gigantic fat maps. I always do, like, the huge ones. For, like, you know, maximum gameplay ability and... shit like that. This fucking fly is in my bong. It is literally, it just walked in it. Oh my god, you fucker. I can't even smack you. Fuck. Damn it. Fuck you, prick. Man, I'm really wanting to kill that little bastard. Little fucker. The audacity. Audacity of that fly. My lord. Let's do the 1,000-star map. I do no regular empires, max fallen empires, 2 marauders, and all the enclaves and traders.
I highly appreciate that.
I like how he just locked himself in that laundry room again.
But like I said, I have to.
Fucking damn ass, fucking silly dog. But yeah, I mean, I pretty much do like the whole 1,000-star map, and I try to at least have like a pretty decent like flavor of kind of either regular to pre-FTLs too. Just because honestly that does add a little bit more fun, especially with the pre-FTLs. Just because there's, you know, if you have like a pretty decent healthy amount of them, you get a, you know, decent amount that might have like early space age faring capabilities, and if you have them in their empire or in your empire and shit, and in your own borders, then especially if they have very similar ethics to you, then you know it's pretty much like a very quick, easy assimilation and, you know, integration and all that type of shit. And also adds like a little extra fun and flavor to it. There's actually a one planet where there was like a civilization that was like underground. There were like these underground people and shit, and they end up becoming friendly with me and end up having extra mineral and energy trade like as a boost because of that. And then there's another planet that has like these gigantic sentient, like, you know, like titans basically, like giant dudes, you know, like giant aliens that were sentient and actually had an ability to communicate. And when established communication, some of them actually wanted to integrate into society and even join the military, which gave me the ability to have like insane, gigantic, like fuck you giants that will like destroy everything. What?
I'm gonna cry. I'm literally gonna. What the?
It's the dog.
Why are you being stupid?
He does that.
I'm sad.
What happened now?
I'm fucking. I didn't think at the price I put that bike at, anybody would be interested in buying it.
Someone already did?
Somebody already messaged me about it. They're like, hey, my buddy's into Triumphs, and I'm just like, oh no, I didn't really want to sell it. If somebody hands me $150 for it, they can have it. I'm not going a penny less than $850.
Oh, there you go. If he gives it to you, then, eh?
I'm honestly really sad to see that bike go.
I found a new pre-FTL system that makes two planets of Bronze Age civs, but they were post-nuke civs, and they were once the same species, but nuked themselves after colonization. Damn. So, like, their new colonized planet, like, you know, the people there, you know, like, basically broke away from what was, you know, the original, like, kind of society and nation, and thus, like, had a breakaway and, well, obviously had a damn near extinction event. The event said that they were a proud egalitarian civilization, but dictatorship took over and the colony rebelled. Damn. So when the colony was established, a dictator took over there. And you know what, that makes sense. Because, I mean, it would be harder for a dictator to be established in the, you know, home planet. But if you got a new colony, you know, people that may have a different idea and different ways of doing things, you know, are suddenly going to be taken advantage. And, you know, taking control of the power vacuum that would certainly be there.
What are you playing in the... Get out of there!
Dude, he is weirdo, okay? He likes to hang out in the laundry room.
No! He was playing in the kitty litter.
I mean, it's like, it never ever gets used anyway. It's just in there for some reason. Yeah, I don't know why you like hanging out in that thing. You're fucking weird. It's not like it ever gets used. The cats don't ever come out over here anymore, really.
Fucking weird ass dog.
Saying a radical dictatorship took over the homeworld. Oh, really? So it's the other way around. And a proud colonists try to be independent. Oh. So the colony was, was technically breaking away to keep its egalitarianism. Oh. Well, I guess either way, just flip it around, but same results, I guess. We could still kill ourselves. Well, yeah. Frankly, if you think about it, considering our current trajectory, at least with our economic system, the ones who would be colonizing planets would be rich billionaires and their buddies and, their families. Like the Elon Musks, basically. Why do you think that fucker's, so gung-ho about this whole colonize Mars, my dude, type of shit. So it's just a lot of them want to do that, but of course, with that, there's going to be people that are kind of implied, that are going to not necessarily hold the same ideas or necessarily, be of these same bloodlines or families and shit. Because they need, tradesmen and engineers and shit still. And if they really think that they're going to hold the same exact ideas as their fucking billionaire shit fucks, that are ruling over them, is gonna make it. Depends on what you mean by that. What, make it intergalactically? Yeah, probably not. But just make it as in just being a thing for a while. Yeah, it will still be a thing for a while. I doubt humanity's going anywhere anytime soon. Life, finds a way. Bronze Age shit, nah. It wouldn't necessarily be Bronze Age. The idea that it would technically be some Bronze Age or some after some sort of post-nuclear society is kind of silly in the first place. Like, we wouldn't be, like, on that level. We'd basically be, like, pre-industrial level. Like, we'd pretty much, you know, like, at worst, realistically, honestly, kind of just go back to feudalism. Or at least, you know, the technological progressive era of that time. But instead of muskets, we just have guns. And bullets suddenly become a very major, you know, piece of currency and valuable material. And, you know, people that know how to reload ammo and, you know, ammo reloading stations and, like, gunsmiths and shit like that suddenly become, like, a very big trade. Still sounds awful. I mean, I'm just saying what realistically would probably be the outcome. It wouldn't be some Bronze Age shit. Like, you wouldn't be seeing people with, like, bronze swords and shit. I mean, we have enough technology around that, you know, even with, like, some sort of a nuclear apocalyptic or whatever type of catastrophe, you know, that there would certainly definitely be a lot of technology around that we wouldn't go back to, like, Bronze Age or Iron Age type of shit. I mean, it would honestly be its own age. Like, I mean, you can't really necessarily say that, like, you know, what would happen after, like, some sort of apocalyptic style event, you know, that kind of, like, sets us back. Like, I mean, it can't really necessarily be totally quantified into, like, a previous age. Like, you can't really say that, you know, even, like, you know, the closest that it could be, you know, you can't really say it's that either. Like I say, it's, you know, closest to probably get to is feudalism, but even then it wouldn't be like that. I mean, just because there would definitely be, you know, a lot of, like, different ideas and things that have progressed since then, where, like, essentially there'll definitely be different societies and smaller, like, little city-states that will rise up again and shit like that, that would have fundamentally different ideas in comparison to, like, a feudalistic society. It's not like feudalism won't come back, because it most certainly probably would. There would definitely be, you know, remnants of that shit going on again. You know, but nonetheless, like, I mean, it won't necessarily just revert back to just, like, you know, kingdoms and nobles and fucking, like, you know, peasant serfs and shit. Like, it wouldn't simply just be like that. And frankly, I mean, it's even way more complex than just that in itself anyway. Metro Last Light is more realistic, in my opinion, than Fallout. I expect warlords and dictatorships galore. I mean, I expect warlords and dictators and shit, sure. But galore? I don't know. Probably. But probably not. I guess that also depends, you know, regionally where you're at. Like, up here, I mean, it's probably more likely there would be more, like, you know, communal / like, more egalitarian, like, you know, societies and shit. But, oh yeah, there would definitely be warlords and fucking dictatorships around here and, like, raving, you know, bandits and shit. Oh, for sure. I mean, in, like, a post-apocalyptic kind of, like, Wild West type of world or some shit, you know, like, that's just gonna happen. Like, you're gonna get raiders, bandits, you know, warlords, if they're little, like, you know, little, like, mini-kingdoms or whatever the fuck. I mean, yeah, you're just gonna get that as a, you know, by proxy. And I want no part of that. Well, I mean, you never know. You might, you know, find that, like, you know, some people might just set up, like, a little small commune and things are pretty collectively owned or something. I mean, so, I mean, who knows? Like, you might get lucky and just be in an area that has more of a sense of collective, like, you know, like, gathering and shit, more so than, like, dictator rule or whatever. But, you know, but that's the thing. I mean, we don't exactly know, like, I mean, in my area, like, I mean, for all I know, like, a warlord could set up shop here or some shit, but I don't fucking know. Some
voting shit.
Oh, well, I already did. And, yeah. And I'm pretty sure, like, all these, well, yeah.
I don't know, some guy's walking up the block, he's like, "Are you Richard?" I'm like, I feel like saying, "Do I look like a Richard to you?" Freaking Richard. Oh, wait a minute. That's you.
Shut up. No, it's not. And, but, either way, I mean, they're probably just passing these around every door anyway. But, yeah. I already did anyway. I already turned that shit in. Like, I literally already did that, so. So I'm not expecting much. Well, like, the thing is, when shit collapses, like, red versus blue don't mean fuck one. Like, they really don't. Like, at that point, you know, those type of ideas and that type of shit means fucking nothing at that point. It's just literally, like, straight up old ideas that are just fucking, you know, obsolete at that point and aren't compatible with the new world that is just forced, you know, onto the people at that point. So it's just like, I mean, if there's people that still have that mentality, they're basically are just going to have to fucking, you know, like, either adapt or die, basically. Like, if they literally still believe in those weird fucking, like, red, blue lines and shit, even though they don't exist at that point. Pretty good at, well, same here. I could blend in with a crap pretty easily. Yeah. Keep like doing. Hey! All that hype, boo. I mean, dude. I mean, don't be like, you know, fucking sad forever. Like, hiccups and shit happen, and fucking setbacks happen. I mean, right now, what's going on is a setback. I mean, it's just one of those situations where you just kind of have to, like, adjust with the circumstance. It's just kind of like fucking, you know, just, you know, like, go from there. I mean, honestly. You just gotta do what you gotta do. Just like how Baron probably sound. Well, if, I mean, that ends up having to truly be the circumstance, then try to get as close to Huntsville or Birmingham or, you know, one of the bigger cities.
I love that your dad's a hoarder. Serves me good purposes sometimes.
Yeah. I can feel like that.
This actually might work. This actually might fucking work if I can find enough goddamn wood. I mean, strategically put it back so he doesn't know. Why do I feel like the piece that I just took out of the garage is the only really long piece? No, too short, not wide enough.
I really hate to say more than anything. I don't blame you. I mean, it's Alabama. I don't blame you. But also, you know, it ain't Florida either.
Okay, never mind. This won't work. Got the weird angles.
What the fuck?
Don't worry, I'll put it back.
It's not exactly what I'm saying the fuck about. I'm just like, I look over and I'm just seeing all this wood. Actually, I'm looking at all that and I'm thinking I can use that for squirrel platforms and little intricate stuff.
Halfway. Just need 2 more slots.
I've been trying to pass someone else and gay and kidnap trans kids bill. Well, it's not like Alabama ain't trying to copy a paste Florida, okay? Like, all the southern states are trying that. All of them are literally trying to copy paste fucking Florida and Texas.
Fuck both those states.
Yeah, fuck both of them anyway.
Am I really engineering a ramp?
What, near the coast? So what, like near Mobile, Alabama or some shit?
Hell yeah, coast, baby! I have no clue what you guys are talking about, but yeah, fuck yeah, the coast!
The Gulf of Mexico coast.
Man, fuck yeah.
She wants to be as far as as possible. Well, being anywhere in the cities is a good way to do that. Like Huntsville, Birmingham, Mobile, like, or Mobile, however you specifically pronounce it. Like, I mean, any of those cities would work fine. Like, I mean, obviously it ain't the best outcome, but still, I mean, shit. I mean, if you have to, you know, like, look at the circumstances with, can't go to Huntsville because he works there. Oh. Well, Birmingham or Mobile then. Isn't there, like, some other fucking city there? It's like Huntsville, Birmingham, Mobile, and some other city. I mean, either way, I would just say, like, the main reason why I'm saying cities, because at least those are kind of a little bit more, like, purple/blue bubbles. Montgomery, yeah, Montgomery. The capital. Wow, the one, okay, the capital of Alabama is the one that I literally forgot. Okay, but either way, but, you know, you get the point, though. Like, because at least those are a little bit more, like, purple/blue bubbles in the state, and at least, you know, are a little bit more safer and more, like, that's, you know, anything else. Capital of the Confederacy. It wasn't the capital of the Confederacy Richmond in Virginia? The capital of the Confederacy was in Virginia, not Alabama. I'm pretty sure it was. Because I've always heard, like, I'm pretty sure it's Richmond in Virginia. I'm pretty sure that's the capital, like, it was moved to Montgomery late in the war. Yeah, because the Union fucking sieged, like, fucking Richmond. Yeah, they sieged and, attacked Richmond and shit, and that's when they moved it. But the official capital, yeah, it was Richmond, Virginia. Like, they moved it because of the war. Like, that wasn't meant to be the permanent capital. I mean, because obviously if you're a capital of your government, you know, like, you know, is, you know, captured in wartime, I mean, you still have a government to run, so you're going to move that to the next best place, you know, and at least for the Confederacy at that time, it was Montgomery. Still milks that. Well, of course they're going to, I mean, of course the Republicans and the Neo-Confederates are going to milk that shit. Fucking silly dog. Dog is fucking ridiculous. Alabama in general runs ads about it. Alabama just literally has ads to just like, our state's good. Look at the stuff. Oh my god, wow. Come see the second capital of the Confederacy. Wow. That is, dude, like, I mean, how insecure are these fucking Confederate bitches about losing? Where they're gonna take literally anything possible to be like, yay! What fucking sad sops of bitches, dude. My god. Just good lord. So fucking pathetic. Oh, what the hell? YouTube's so broken, Xander Hall. Dude, Xander Hall got a false strike? Sounds like me, because I got that not that long ago. What the fuck is this about? What's going on here? What's this bullshit? What does that get hit with?
Yesterday, I tweeted this out yesterday. I like how YouTube gave me this false community guidelines strike back in 2019, rejected my appeal, and asked me to take the video down, and now the vid is deleted, so I have permanently lost my one warning, and can't get it fixed unless @Team YouTube fixes it one day. And I attached this image. So for those that don't know, the way that YouTube works is there's two types of strikes that can happen.
Yeah. I mean, it's the struggle of, you know, of the behind the scenes of shit like this. That was me. I'm sorry. Okay, the whole gun thing. Okay, like that was a part of like YouTube's TOS technically, and like I mean, so I mean, from what I understand, they changed that not that long ago. So, like, in between the last time I showed it off, in between that time was around the time they changed it. At least when it comes to, like, live streaming specifically, I think it's utterly retarded and stupid, but, yeah. So, that's, like, their fucking shit about that. Because I was like, okay, why is this an issue? And I, read up about it because I know YouTube's stupid about it. And, like, they basically just have a blanket, like, yeah, no guns on streams. Like, just, unless it's, like, literally a picture or a video, like, that you're reacting to or something. Like, I mean, that's it. It's just, like, like, what? Or maybe in the background, like, if you have it, like, on display or some shit, maybe, like, as a prop or something. And even then, that might get you. It's, just, like, it's so dumb. I mean, it's mainly just YouTube's rules about it. I mean, that's really the problem. Like, I mean, because a lot of these weird rules, mainly about, at least for, my case, about, like, farm stuff, are just stupid. They really are. Because a lot of the things that are kind of weirdly strict about is, like, shit that, in a way, would make sense, to actually show. Like, here's how you, like, change a mag. Here's how it works. Here's how you assemble, a firearm. Blah, 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 blah. Like, you would think that, like, having, like, educational videos or streams and stuff like that, where someone might be going into that and showing that off a little bit to kind of demonstrate, these things is educational and thus encourages responsibility and safety and thus is a good thing, right? Like, you would think, logically, it would be. Not to YouTube's case, it's the exact opposite for some reason. It's just like, what the fuck? I mean, it's just so stupid.
And copyright strikes. Copyright strikes have to do with, like...
I mean, luckily for me, mine was a warning, but they still, like, restricted me from streaming for 24 hours. Like, so if you get a warning, like, and not a strike, I mean, from what I can tell, you get a 24-hour, prohibition from live streaming. Not from anything else, just from streaming. So, it's just, like, what the fuck? And YouTube doesn't let you know about that. Like, it says that, basically, like, if you get a warning, nothing will be impacted or restricted or anything outside of YouTube's discretion. Based off the case-by-case, which is basically based off what the algorithm decides. Like, YouTube doesn't actually decide that, necessarily.
Infringement. That's a whole different thing, right? And that's done when, like, someone manually copyright strikes your channel because you have content that contains something they claim is their copyright, property. Community guideline strikes are when YouTube either manually or by the vast majority of the time, by their, like, algorithms, punishes you for breaking YouTube's rules. And all the way back in July 7th, 2019, my channel was issued a false strike for, of all things, hate speech. It was
I love it. Like, I love how, so many of these different lefty channels especially get hit with things like hate speech and shit like that. But yeah, you got, like, the Daily Wire, just broadly, and other fucking channels that just straight up, like, have overt fucking hate speech and sarcastic terroristic messaging that are just literally bolstered and pushed on this platform. But yet, like, people like Xanderhall, or even, Paul Zigo from Ideology will literally get dinged or outright removed, for supposed hate speech, even though they never, ever, like, say any hate speech whatsoever. Like, at least, for, like, Paul Zigo's case, the closest he can ever say, potentially, about his case is that he was, mocking people who, talk about hate speech by doing, like, a satirical thing about, like, some redneck being like, these goddamn, or some shit like that. Like, which people do a lot. I do it, and obviously it's comedic. It's not meant to be serious, so it's just, like, I mean, even with the closest, like, notion of, like, oh yeah, this is hate speech. It's like, even then, no one wouldn't. Like, it's because it would be pretty overtly obvious it's satire, and it's meant to be comedy. It's meant to be a mockery of those that commit hate speech, not doing it yourself. Like, I mean, there's, like, a staunch difference. I mean, it's like, if you can't recognize what the fucking line is on that, then, like, then why enforce the fucking platform then? Whether by making that the algorithm or, like, you yourself manually. I mean, it's like, come on.
VOD of me reacting to Geeks and Gamers, and it was me making fun of him for being obsessed with Brie Larson, the actress who plays Captain Marvel. Now, if anyone was doing hate speech in this video, it was Geeks and Gamers and not me, but somehow I got, yeeted. I got yikesed. I got sussed by YouTube.
Sussed by YouTube.
The issue with this is the way that your YouTube channel works is you have a 3 strikes and you're out system when it comes to community guideline strikes. Granted, if what you do is, like, really, really bad, YouTube might just immediately yeet you right off the bat. But essentially, YouTube gave me a false copyright strike that permanently got rid of my one warning that my channel had. This basically meant that for the last however many years it's been since this date, this warning has been sitting on my YouTube page, telling me that I have been penalized by YouTube and I have 1 active strike. This never goes away on its own.
Yep.
It's your 1 layer of protection between you and, like, getting real strikes that harm your channel, like, real bad.
I think there is, like, a certain level of a time limit when it comes to that, but it is, like, it's one of those weird, stupid things where it's like a YouTube discretionary thing. Because strikes, those will, like, reset after a certain time. Like, let's say you only get 1 copyright strike, and that's, like, your 1 strike for, like, 8 months. Well, it's, like, after, I think, like, the 3rd or 4th month or something like that, or I think it's, like, 6 months or something. Something along those lines. Either, like, 3 or 6 months after 1 strike, it gets reset. So it's like you don't have any anymore. But for warnings, I don't know if it's the same thing, and if it is, I think it's a lot longer. Because, like, the whole idea is, like, I don't know. But, like, at least in my mind, you would think it'd be kind of reversed. Like, the strikes would be, like, you know, something you would wait to reset for a while versus a warning. But
and there was no way for me to get rid of it because my appeal was rejected falsely. And, you know, I couldn't get into contact with anyone. But guess what? Guess what, chat? YouTube replied.
all these years later.
I tweeted, the only hate speech that could have been contained in that stream was the things said by Geeks and Gamers about Brie Larson, which I was arguing against in my response, but his channel is fine. Then Team YouTube replied, appreciate the context. We'll take a look into this and let you know what we find. It may take a few days, but we'll relay everything back to you as soon as we get an update. It actually only took a day. I replied, potential massive YouTube W? I really appreciate the response. I'll keep my fingers crossed. And someone else replied, rare YouTube W? Still think they should suspend the Daily Wire host. True.
Yeah.
Damn dog.
Dog being goof.
Dog.
Doge being goof.
No, he's getting in the fucking way.
Well, I mean, what else is new? Oh, you found a fly.
What are you, a fly catcher now?
Yeah, he is a fly catcher.
Fuck.
Chat, I'm happy to say, it's been done. YouTube has removed the strike from my channel and has reinstated my warning. My channel is now finally in 100% good standing in regards to strikes. The false warning removal I had all the way back in 2019 is gone.
And that is at least good for Zan. That is a good W for Zan. I mean, the stupid thing about, like, YouTube and shit when it comes to these situations is that basically, like, you have to basically be on Twitter or, like, some more immediate access source, like the YouTube team, basically, to actually, get anywhere. Like, the whole email system and shit like that does not do anything. Because that's all just automated. So it's like, this is pretty much like the realistic only way to do so, and you just have to hope that they respond to you. And if so, then they'll actually be able to probably get, like, a person to actually look at the content and shit like that. So, I mean, all in all, like, I mean, it's like, I mean, YouTube's just weird-ass system about this is so stupid. Like, why should I have to be on, like, Twitter or some shit to fucking, like, like, get in contact with some person, like, when it comes to this shit? It shouldn't have to be like that. Like, because that's just ridiculous.
Something that I noticed right away, and I need to know if, like, you guys who are familiar, hey Tipster, those of you guys who are familiar with, like, the YouTube algorithm and the way it punishes channels for certain things can tell me. It feels like right after I got the strike removed off my channel, like, the most recent video I uploaded suddenly spiked in view gain. Like, it was like just an immediate, like, whoop, out of nowhere, like an hour after the video came out. So what I'm thinking is that it very well may be possible that YouTube was penalizing me for you know, that strike this whole time by lowering my discoverability and how much I get recommended to my own subscribers even. Like,
yep. YouTube does that shit. Like, if you get penalized or get, like, a warning or a strike or some shit, then, yeah, like, I mean, that type of stuff does get suppressed very significantly. It's like the algorithm, you know, like, essentially will recognize, oh, there's a strike or there's a warning, and thus, you know, that means that, you know, we'll, like, lower the accessibility because, oh, this channel might be at risk, so we don't want them to, you know, have their content, you know, more discoverable.
now I already have more viewers watching this stream than I normally do, and that also corroborates my theory. I got a BS warning strike and they refused to remove mine, so this is a massive W. I got a BS strike on an interview with a lawyer about fair use law. Jesus.
Oh,
yeah, all
Lord.
you can do is just complain. Like, literally, I recommend if this happens to you, literally once a month. Like, Andy Dufresne, literally do an Andy Dufresne from, Shawshank Redemption, where every month, hell, every week if you're desperate, you at YouTube creators on Twitter, explaining your problem and adding a screenshot, imploring your audience to, like, retweet it and get attention to it. Because that's the only way it really does get fixed, is raising enough of a shitstorm that a real person checks and deals with it. And you can...
I mean, that is the sad truth. And again, the fact that you have to have, like, accessibility to them on Twitter in order to do this is bullshit. Like, honestly, you shouldn't have to, you know, be in a situation where you have to go, like, have a Twitter account, basically, in order to do this type of shit. You know, like, I mean, like, all in all, that is, like, just not cool, honestly, you know, to say the least, because why should that be the fucking case? I mean, it's like, I don't even have a Twitter anymore, so it's like, how can I fucking go reach out to their ass? I can't, so...
You frame them and just keep on adding them every month, every week, whatever it may be.
Well, I mean, I guess it kind of shows that, you know, like, especially considering YouTube's bullshit and stuff, it probably is in the best interest to do so. Because, I mean, YouTube definitely has, like, a strong sense of just being overtly oppressive, especially to smaller channels. Whether they're, like, you know, tiny ones like mine, or, you know, just, like, somewhat, you know, noticeable ones like Zan and shit, but still relatively small in comparison, all in all. I mean, it's just, like... it shouldn't have to be the case that, like, you know, content creators, you know, like them and I, you know, have to do shit like that. I mean, because, or just, you know, for anybody, even if they're not a content creator, because, you know, because if their channel, like, gets hit just because they might have said something a little too aggressive or whatever the fuck, that seems to be a little bullshit, too. Because YouTube exceptionally is fucking puritanistic and fucking, overzealous when it comes to that shit.
Fuck, bitch!
Fuck, bitch.
Oh, that was pamphlet. Okay, I'll put it. Yank that bitch in. 1, 2.
Have fun? What the fuck? Wow. What absurdity. Yeah. Now I'm feeling a little too warm. Bleh. My lord. Where'd that dog go? Oh my god, he's in that fucking laundry room again. Why does he love being in there so much? Fucking weirdo. Dog is a goddamn weirdo. Better get him out of there. Again. But much. What the fuck? Why do you hide yourself in there, dude? You're so silly. Look at you. Look at you, you're silly. You were silly. You're just a little silly. And he caught another damn fly. Oh my god, dude. Absurd ass pup. Jesus fucking Christ.
What? You don't need to move anything.
I'm gonna be cautious.
Bitch, you being cautious is when shit gets broke.
Oh my, yeah,
Don't shut up, I got this. I don't need your stupid negativity.
Okay, I am going to be over here and guard shit.
I'm the one who got it out of here, it's fine. Shit. I did not anticipate on putting this back. Slide right in.
Oh my fucking god. Oh my god.
Bang. Fuck you, bitch.
What the fuck you doing?
Suck my dick, bitch.
Fuck you! Quit taking the damn lighters.
I lost mine somewhere. I didn't mean for that to happen.
Oh, yeah. Sure you did.
Where's the dog at?
He's in the laundry room again.
I'm not helping you this time. You're a fucking idiot.
Dude, he's a goof. He just likes to hang out in there. That's just like his little spot. He likes to chill there. It's a little chill zone. It's a little fluff balls, a little chill zone. Sweet little boy being a little fluffy butt. Another one? How many of these did you fucking grab?
You saw me take all these out of here.
Now I just feel like you're materializing them out of nowhere.
Fuck, I wish. I wish your dad had two of the same fucking size. Ah, fuck this.
Oh my fucking god.
I'll fix it later. And by later, I mean never.
Well now I'm gonna make sure that don't fucking happen. Dude, what a load of malarkey this guy is. What the fuck? Zukov, what am I ever gonna do with him? Can you tell me that one? I don't think you can. Or will. But oh well. He's still a little fluff boy. Oh my god. George Santos was arrested. Yes. Beautiful. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yes. Yes. Oh my god. This is a post-arrest speech. So, my dude got bail. Oh my lord. It won't even let me like it for some reason. Whatever.
It's a witch hunt. Because it makes no sense that in 4...
It makes no sense that I, just a literal, endless, consistent fucking liar about literally everything, would just be witch hunted like this. Oh my god, it makes no sense.
4 months, 5 months, I'm indicted. You have Joe Biden's entire family receiving deposits from nine family members receiving money from foreign destinations into their bank accounts. It's been years of exposing. A lot of you here have reported on them, and yet no investigation.
I mean, I kind of love how the entire crowd's like, when they fucking mention Biden, bro. Dude, I love this. I love this. And it's like, well, yeah, well, you got me being indicted within 4 months, but, Biden never would. And everyone's like,
Launch into them. I'm gonna fight. I'm getting back to that. I'm gonna fight my battle. I'm gonna deliver. I'm gonna fight the witch hunt. I'm gonna take care of clearing my name, and I look forward to doing that.
Sure, buddy.
That was just a small portion of Congressman George Santos' comments to the press after he was released from jail, because as you've probably heard by now, yes, George Santos was arrested today after he surrendered himself. Now, as you just saw, he is remaining defiant and calling this a witch hunt in true Trumpian form, which I think is pretty appropriate, honestly, considering that he's perhaps the only other politician to lie as much, if not more, than Donald Trump, so it makes sense that he would pursue the Trump strategy of just calling...
I mean, this guy is literally the embodiment of fucking, like, the oil extract of corruption and shit. Like, this dude is just that much of a fucking weasel, like, and a corrupt fucking worm. Like, this guy, like, has never met a lie or a fucking, like, corrupt check that he didn't like. I mean, this guy is the straight embodiment of the oil extract.
A witch hunt. But before I show you even more of the ridiculous claims that he made to the press after he was released, I want to get to the specific details about the 13-count federal indictment that was just unsealed. As AP explains, among the allegations, prosecutors say Santos induced supporters to donate to a company under the false pretense that the money would be used to support his campaign. Instead, they say he used the money for personal expenses, including designer clothes and his credit card and car payments.
Wait, this motherfucker has, like, credit card and car payments he was paying off of this shit? Oh my god. Wow, what a sleazeball, dude. What the fuck? Dude, this is literally, like, I mean, I don't even think Trump would do this, like, cause, that motherfucker, trying to do some car payments, like, so this is, like, even a level, like, Trump wouldn't even be doing, like, oh my god. Oh man, I'd ironically like this guy just because of how much of a Weasley oil extract corrupt worm fuck that he is. Like, he's like the apex of corruption, like, straight up.
Santos also is accused of lying about his finances on congressional disclosure forms and applying for and receiving unemployment benefits while he was employed as regional director of an investment firm that the government shut down in 2021 over allegations that it was a Ponzi scheme. So there are multiple layers of criminality here, but I want to focus specifically on unemployment insurance fraud for a moment, because in a statement released by the Eastern District of New York Attorney General's office, they allege that Santos collected $24,000 worth of unemployment insurance while he wasn't even eligible since he was employed at the time.
Oh wow, so far for those goddamn welfare queens. I mean, look at this fucker. Like, you got a rich boy cocksucker literally, being a leech to the unemployment system and shit, and yet these same type of people are gonna bitch about, like, oh, these people do. It's like, fuck you. It's like, you're the people that are literally taking advantage of the fucking unemployment system and, the welfare system, you piece of shit. And then you want to gut it just so, there's only enough, to fund your fucking expenditures, you rich cocksuckers. Like, fuck you. Oh my god.
A salary of $120,000 per year. However, to make matters even more ridiculous, his place of employment was shut down for being a Ponzi scheme. So he was employed, but applied for unemployment insurance while falsely claiming that he was eligible, but the investment firm that did employ him was shut down for allegedly being a Ponzi scheme.
And he wasn't arrested at that time, because he probably had some false identity, because literally everything about George Santos, or Anthony DeVoler, or whatever the dude's real name is literally a lie. Like, this guy's life is the embodiment of a lie. Like, I don't think anyone truly knows what his, like, honest background is, at least for right now. Like, I mean, it would have to take, like, a DNA, like, fucking birth certificate blood record or some shit to really find that out, but you're gonna have to hold him down to get a blood sample for that shit. Like, I mean, so, like, I mean, like, there ain't gonna be no real way to fucking find that out unless you, like, get his actual DNA from him.
Like, you only hear about these types of things in movies. Like, it feels like this man believed life was a video game and he was doing, like, some sort of a crime speed run, trying to rack up the highest score imaginable by breaking as many laws as he could simultaneously. It's It's cartoonishly corrupt here. And we're just talking about one of the alleged crimes here. But the irony here, and why I wanted to focus on this specifically, is because Republicans often complain about fraud with regard to our social safety net programs, such as food stamps, unemployment insurance, and they use the fraud as a justification to cut these programs, even if it's the case that like fraud is minimal, right? Meanwhile, it's Republicans like George Santos abusing the system. Like, he's the one who's committing the fraud you all are complaining about. The call is coming from inside the House, but yet they're still going to point the finger at poor people. Now, furthermore, George Santos tweeted this about New York.
Because, like, and also that, you know, is partly as to why, you know, a lot of people who are unemployment or using these welfare programs and shit, you know, don't get as much out of like what they deserve from this shit. It's not just because they got it, but because you got these rich fucks that will use it, you know, this type of system for fraudulent and corrupt illegal gains, you know, to basically, you know, get extra income and extra money for their own personal interests and shit.
2021 from Miami Beach, mind you. Quote, crime is at an all-time high in New York. We need the state's elected officials to do their job and keep us safe. 9 of the recently released criminals from Rikers Island are behind bars 3 weeks after their politically charged release. We are in desperate need of law and order in New York.
Says the guy in Miami.
People are desperate for law and order, he claims, while being an alleged criminal that was just released because he's wealthy and he can afford to pay the bond. And also, he's comically calling this a witch hunt. It's not a witch hunt to go after poor people, but it is a witch hunt to go after powerful politicians. It's just, it's so...
I suppose it is if you can't even necessarily figure out who his true identity is. We just all just assume that his name's George Santos, and we just kind of go along with that, you know, but, like, honestly, like, who really knows what his fucking actual name is? This motherfucker, like, is the embodiment and, like I said, the oil extract of lying. Like, the dude is a compulsive liar.
Comically absurd. It's laughable. And I also find it funny that he used campaign funds to buy designer clothing, but yet he still looks like shit. What a fucking joke this man is. Now,
yeah, honestly, I was wondering, it's like, this guy buys designer clothes, well, where are they? Like, why ain't he flexing out that drip? I don't see any of it.
Guilty, and he was released on $500,000 bond after he was arraigned. But he made some other comments to the press that I have to talk about here, because he's totally convinced that everything is going to be just fine, and he's not resigning. In fact, he's still running for re-election.
Are you planning on running for re-election?
Yes, I am.
And why should anybody believe you now?
Well, like I said, I will prove myself innocent, and then we'll move from there. And re-election is a very far time away from that.
Yeah, so in case you were wondering if he'd heed calls for his resignation, there's your answer there.
It's like, yeah, I'm gonna prove myself innocent, go from there, run for re-election, and yeah. Just brushed over that pretty quick, make sure there ain't no follow-up on that one.
There's one more clip that I want to play for you, because he also claims that he's probably going to chair a committee one day, and his tone here is weird. It seems like he's being sarcastic, but also telling the truth at the same time. Like, he actually believes this, but let's listen.
Well, look, the way I look at it, I'll be a chairman of a committee in a couple of years if you just look at the standards of Congress. Look at the Senate.
So that video is wild to me, because he's maintaining his innocence while
You know what? I feel like that is, like, probably the only rare time he actually has some truth. I think that was more smugness than sarcasm. It's like, yeah, I mean, look at the conditions of state and senate. It's like, obviously I can, you know, get, like, you know, chair committee in that. I mean, you know, look at them now. Like, it's, if anything, it's just kind of rubbing the corruption in and being like, yeah, I can get in it. Fuck you.
Suggesting that he can still go on to have a successful career in Congress even if he's convicted, since so many corrupt criminals already hold positions of power in Congress, which is kind of a tacit admission that he knows he's guilty. But nonetheless, yeah. I hate to say this, but he's not necessarily wrong, right? We have a criminal justice system that overwhelmingly favors the rich and powerful. Hell, we've effectively legalized bribes for members of Congress. So he's correct that there's a lot of corrupt criminals in Washington, D.C. The difference, however, between them and George Santos is that he was stupid enough to be a little bit more brazen about it. I mean, if he wanted to buy designer clothes, all that he had to do was not directly break the law by using campaign finance funds to make these purchases. All he had to do was wait a couple of years, do some insider trading after he gets inside information that none of the public is privy to, and like the rest of the crooks in Congress, he would have gotten enough cash within years to buy a mansion, a yacht, and everything would have been peachy keen, but he just couldn't help himself.
Well, because he's a massive fucking egotist. I mean, that's kind of the thing about, like, some of these more, like, compulsory liar types and shit. Like, they're willing to do anything to try to get, you know, as close to power and wealth and, you know, maximization of their own, aggrandizement, essentially, as quick as possible. And that includes, you know, also having, like, a little bit of overreach, or also, like, a sense of, you know, like, you know, just, like, you know, like, stretching too far to the sun, so to speak, you know, when it comes to trying to, you know, like, jump to that end game. Because it's kind of like the whole ends justify the means and shit, and that's kind of like where George Santos' mind is at. And it bit him in the ass. And honestly, like, his brazenness about this type of shit really makes me think of, like, yeah, he's careless. Like, I mean, he's gonna, you know, fuck around and find out. You know, I mean, even if he does get a slap on the wrist. Like, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily be too surprised if he actually does face a little bit of prison time.
Pathological liar, and it's clear that you can see the effect that Trump is having on American political discourse. I mean, decades ago, could you imagine a politician not resigning after facing multiple scandals like this? But now, in the Trump era, you can absorb almost any blow, assuming you're able to just wait it out and ignore the criticism. I mean, if Watergate happened today, I think that it wouldn't be that big of a scandal, comparatively speaking, given everything that we've seen, like an insurrection, Trump being found liable for defamation and sexual abuse. Like, Watergate feels small in comparison to 2023 American politics, right? So it's truly insane that we have so much corruption and criminality in our system, and those politicians oftentimes, they're rewarded for it. Trump, for example, is the leading Republican candidate after trying to overthrow the fucking government. So the difference, though, between Trump and Santos, however, despite the similarities, is that Trump actually has the GOP's base on lock. They like him. George Santos, however, is not liked even by his own constituents.
Oh my god, 78% of even his own constituents want him to resign. Oh yeah, and his brazen, like, you know, fuck around and find out mentality, yeah, not biting him in the ass, so, you know, like, oh man, I love it.
And 78% of them want him to resign. But either way, I mean, he's convinced that he can weather the storm, so what else can we all do if national Republicans refuse to hold him accountable by expelling him or even removing him from committee assignments? So yeah, keep it up, George Santos. You're doing fucking great, dude. At a minimum, at least, he's providing us with a lot of entertainment, and I do look forward to the biopic of George Santos that will inevitably be released in the future, because that is going to be very, very entertaining to watch.
That most certainly would. Oh my god, the absurd, like, biopic movie about George Santos would be insane. Like, holy shit, I would fucking love it so much. Like, there needs to be, like, you know, some sort of a movie or, like, a series or some shit about this dude. And just make it, like, comedic as well. Like, it needs to definitely have, like, an element of being somewhat comedic. Like, it need a little bit of humor in there, a little, like, level of just, like, absurdist drama for sure. Like, I mean, there definitely needs to be a lot of that going on for sure, especially just how ridiculous this fucker is. Because, man, like, that dude is just the oil extract of just pure fucking just lies and corruption. And I'm honestly legit pretty surprised that the motherfucker, you know, hasn't just been outright fucking just yeeted from Congress at this point yet. But that is just kind of shows how much you have to get away with, basically. But, I mean, you know, he's really pushing his limit. Like, very significantly. And I'm okay with that. Back on this long shit. Jeez, I thought you, like, just, like, fucking died in the toilet. Just, like, and just, like, your whole gut line explode or some shit. Just, like, just, like, the Tsar Bomba just, like, you know, unleashed. And just, like, you know, fucking, you know, Craig's mom just, like, you know, fucking just got murked right on that toilet, dude. That'd be just like the most insane way to fucking go, honestly. Well, Elvis did. On my birthday, too, no less. Where's that little... Oh, he's still in that fucking laundry room. Oh my god, that damn dog. Gave birth on toilet. Damn. So it was like a SAR bomb, but holy shit. I wasn't really that far off. Damn. Holy shit. Melania. See that demon's, stream. Might as well, check it out. It's, oh no. Melania.
Who's pregnant at the time? And Donald Trump, our 1-year anniversary. And she said I made inappropriate...
Dude, what the fuck audio is this? Like, what type of audio does Trump got going on? This is like the worst I've ever heard audio from Trump on a speech. Like, I'm not even kidding. This unironically is like the worst I've ever heard Trump, when it came to like any of his speeches. Like, what is that weird ass, like, echoey fucking shitty ass, like, quality mic audio, dude? Like, what was this recorded on? Like a fucking 2004 Nokia?
And by the way, the area was a public area. People.
When did they say this video is from? It's actually fascinating. If you watch his old rally videos to how he is now.
Wait, this is from a while ago?
Dude, his energy has drained so much. Also, his crowds have drained so much. The energy is so low.
Because they're getting older and older.
Trump train is totally running out of steam. It's like a fucking deflated balloon. Sleepy Dawn. Yeah, the COVID really got to him. It really did.
It got to all of them.
Well, also, I don't even think it was just the COVID. I think he actually couldn't conceive of the fact that he would lose to Joe Biden. I think it actually fragmented a piece of his soul off. Like when he
also he's at an age where even his father was going for some serious mental decline around where Trump is at his age right now. And honestly, a lot of that is because dementia and Alzheimer's runs in his family and shit. And they had to essentially do this whole fake office setup for Fred Trump, where he every time you make phone calls or sign papers, the papers will all be blank, and the phone calls will always go to a very specific accountant who would basically pretend to be the accountant for all these other people that would be doing these fake deals and this and that and shit, because he wasn't competent or capable enough to function with the companies and shit. So that's what they did in order for him to kind of think he was working still, while other people were actually in charge at that point. And we're kind of, I think, seeing that slow degradation when it comes to Trump too. And, because honestly, if you want to look a little bit further into the future, if this someone is alive now, look at Feinstein. She's honestly more cognitively declined than even Biden. She is fucking gone. She barely remembers her own name. She, is just fucking, a literal mummy, basically, just walking. She's been, gone for months, too, and it's, holding up everything and all this other bullshit. She's just, a exceptional fucking cunt, honestly. And exceptionally fucking old. Sounds like if the Godfather became Darth Vader. Yeah, a little bit. He kind of does.
Joe, it was just gone. Some part of him permanently died. He's never reached that energy again since then. 2024 Dark Brandon versus Sleepy Dawn. Fucking true.
Damn. Sleepy Dawn.
He's gonna get fucking
Sleepy
slapped.
Dawn. In a way, they're gonna give enough fucking, drugs to Joe where he's just gonna be like, hey, Jack, no malarkey, fat, and then, 30 minutes in, he'll suddenly be like, yes, they'll start wearing off, halfway through those debates, and then it'll just be Sleepy Joe versus Sleepy Dawn. Oh, man. Sleepy Dark Brandon and then Sleepy Dawn. Great.
You take a look at her words, you tell me what you think. I don't think so.
You'd agree with me that the person you were just talking about in that video was Natasha Stoynoff, correct?
Yes.
Are you familiar with a woman by the name of Jessica Leeds?
No, I don't think so. But explain. Go ahead.
Does that mean that this refreshed your recollection of who
Yes,
Jessica
it
Leeds
does.
is?
This woman made up a story.
Oh my god. No, I don't know who that is. Oh, it's this. Oh my god.
Like,
I love it, dude. He just he will always deny shit up until he has to face bullshit, and even then he'll still deny it. He's like, I don't know that bitch. Oh yeah, she's that bitch. She made fake news about me. It's like, wait, so do you know her or do you not know her? Like, what's going on here, there, buddy?
Pathetic.
just made up a story.
Just made up a story.
Having to do with sitting next to me in an airplane.
An aeroplane. Did I just hear that? Did he just say aeroplane? Hold on, hold the fuck up. Did I just hear that? He didn't say, like, I would get aeroplane, like, you know, for, like, aeronautics and, you know, shit like that, you know, blah, blah, blah. But, like, and obviously airplane, but, like, aeroplane? Did I honestly just hear that right?
To do with sitting next to me in an airplane.
He did. Yeah, he said aeroplane, dude. Oh my, he actually fucking did. What the fuck? Dude, aeroplane. Dude, dude, his fucking weird ass little mannerisms, dude, the Trumpisms. She was like sitting next to me on an aeroplane. Like, what? What the fuck, bro?
And, I mean, I'll have to read this again, but that story was so false also. But this was, I guess, making out as opposed to what your client said. This story was so false. This is a disgrace also.
Oh my god, I've never seen any of the clips from this yet, and oh my god, I wish I see these sooner. Holy shit, dude, these are funny. Dude, how he's responded, these are so fucking funny, dude. These are disgrace, dude. What the fuck? Oh my god, dude, holy shit. Brett watching, this is some good stuff, you know, from this individual situation. Oh yes.
I recall speaking about
Oh my god, dude, I fucking
Leeds allegations
just wow.
at campaign events in 2016.
I might have. I thought it was so, like your client, I thought it was so ridiculous.
Okay, let's take a look at the next video, which is...
I thought, like, your client, it was so ridiculous, dude. Even when he's, like, sat in a room like this, he don't give a fuck, man. What the fuck, dude? This fucking orange bastard. Like, he knows he's in hot water, and he just can't help himself.
1938.
I mean, it wouldn't be Trump if it wasn't. This awkward silence.
Hopefully our great movement, and there's never been anything like this in the United States, and the only way they figure they can slow it down is...
Oh, that explains why the audio sounds so bad, because we're hearing it from the mics in the room where Trump is being... Okay, now I understand why the audio sounds so bad.
Come up with people that are willing to say, oh, I was with Donald Trump in...
What was that? I don't think I've seen Trump ever do that. I don't think I've seen that specific clip where he's like, "Rrr." What was that? What the hell? What the fuck?
Nothing changed. I was sitting with him on an airplane.
Dude, even then, he said aeroplane. Whoa! That's just how he actually says it. It's a Trumpism. Oh my god, he actually does say aeroplane. Oh my god, dude.
Adding commentary over a court deposition tape. Man, this guy is
dude. It's oh my god. This is the closest we'll ever get to like a Trump react video. Like legit. Like this is so weird.
Fuck.
And of course, it is reacting to himself. I mean, go fucking figure.
And he went after me on the plane. Yeah, I'm gonna go after. Believe me. She would not be my first choice, that I can tell you. Man. You don't know. That would not be my first choice.
When you said in that video that Ms. Leeds would not be your first choice, You were referring to her physical looks, correct?
Just the overall. I look at her, I see her, I hear her.
Oh, just the overall looks. I look at her, I see her, and I just gotta get the vibe. And dude, oh my god, man. Like that's like every time he just does anything in this, he's just digging himself deeper, bro.
Whatever. You wouldn't be a choice of mine either, to be honest with you. I hope you're not insulted.
He just did the same thing. Oh my god, like, dude, what in the fuck? Ugh.
Under any circumstances, have any interest in you,
Dude.
I'm honest when I say it.
Dude, oh my, he don't give a, man, he really don't give a fuck, do he?
A fucking wild play. Just, again, cartoonishly large shovel. Like one of those, like a kid's beach shovel, but the size of his fucking head.
Oh my god, dude.
You're referring to her looks, but I wouldn't fuck you either, bitch. Oh my god.
I mean, it literally is just bluntly, is just essentially is what he just did. It's like, you were referring to Miss Lee's looks, correct? It's like, well, I wouldn't fuck you either, you ugly cunt. It's just like, damn. Just what the fuck, bro?
Interesting.
The video.
I call it how I see it.
Talked about Miss Lee's. What else did you know about?
Oh my god, look at him! He's all like Mr. Pouty Man, like he's got his arms crossed, so it's like, just all looking grumpy and frumpy. Like, oh my god, what a little fucking muffin, dude.
To you that she was.
What an orange Smurf.
Would not have been your first choice, other than how she looked.
I don't know. I think I probably saw her on television or something, but I don't want to be insulting. But when people accuse me of something, I think I have a right to be insulting because they're insulting me. They're doing the ultimate insult.
Eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth.
And I'm not allowed to speak my mind. No, I disagree with that. No, she would not have been anywhere on a list. I just wouldn't have.
The list of what?
Disgusting. It's what she said was disgusting. Can you imagine doing that on an airplane? What she said?
Again! Oh, I'm just, dude, like, he said that like 3 times already. The exact same way. Aeroplane.
Ridiculous is doing it in Bergdorf Goodman in a dressing room.
Where does he think he is? Does he think that he's like at a political debate? He's talking to the lawyer that's deposing it. Like,
I'm pretty sure he's basically just doing the equivalent of representing himself. Like, honestly. Like, I mean, because you would think he would have a lawyer next to him, so the lawyer can kind of, like, infer the commentary and shit and kind of stop Trump, where things might get, liability-wise, like, literally everything he's saying, essentially. Like, honestly, like, I mean, you would think, but I think it's because he's essentially just representing himself, like, in this. Maybe not entirely for these cases and shit, but at least in this specific interview. Which is stupid.
I don't know. I guess maybe he's always...
We need to get on an airplane and ride back to the era before shit got fucked.
To be fair, we don't get to see him in court very often. Usually
airplane
is like, because of the nature of it, we don't get to see him in court very often. This is like horrible.
Come on, dog.
Isn't it true that just a few minutes ago you couldn't remember the date of your engagement to your current wife, Melania?
No. I'm talking about a different thing.
Damn!
I'm talking about a woman where...
Damn! Dude, savage! Oh my god, that was just so casual, bro! Dude, she just so casually just threw that out there. Just...
Something happened.
Now he's gonna lie about the fact he couldn't remember. It was just like 2 minutes ago he couldn't remember the date, and now he's gonna lie about it. This guy is done. His brain is cooked. It's gone.
Dude, this is mental degradation. Like, the whole, thing about him losing his bonkers, a little bit due to Alzheimer's and shit. Like, I'm not kidding, bro. like, I do think, you know, a little of his, like, lack of memory, you know, is not just necessarily him playing dumb. I think there might be a certain degree of memory loss going on. I mean, you know, also considering his behavior and personality, he's just going to be brazen and just, like, deny everything, because that's just how he is. So, like, I mean, it never really, like, comes off so much, you know, but I really do think it is there, because, again, we really do see a different energy from this Trump versus, like, you know, back in the day, even before 2020, you know, like, so, I don't know, like, I mean, I do think there, albeit speculative, I mean, but I do think there is legitimately some serious mental degradation going on, and I feel like there is a certain level of us seeing some of that, especially when, you know, you're put on a high-stress situation, especially when you're in that situation pretty much all the fucking time, especially once you get in the very hot seat, you know, of a lot of distress. That's not going to do very much wonders for your head, you know, so... Yeah, cook bacon and eggs on that fucking burn, dude. I mean, it's no shit.
It's on the tape, you fucking idiot! He's done. There's no fucking way. Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. This is next level. This is next level even for Donald Trump.
I mean, this is some pretty good shit.
Inappropriate.
I mean, it's just like, damn, I like this. This is good.
Inappropriate. It was highly inappropriate. She would remember that date. I would imagine she would have complained to the airline. She would know the flight.
Wait, now he's saying that Melania didn't remember? Wait, what the fuck? Dude! Holy shit, bro! Now he's like, oh no, it wasn't me, it was her. Dude! Holy fuck! This guy!
Know everything about it. She didn't even know the year, as I remember it. Just like your client doesn't know the year, doesn't know anything about it. If something happened like that to your client would know the second, should know down to the second, should know the day, the month, the year, right down to the second.
In the last paragraph of...
Right down to the
How
second.
to fucking tie your shoes. Who the fuck are you to talk? You haven't remembered a single thing in this entire conversation except...
And why airline? Shouldn't it be airline? Oh my god, for real. Yeah, I noticed that. Like, when he says aeroplane, he doesn't say aeroline, he says airline. So he gets airline right, but aeroplane apparently is a problem. Yeah, it's like Stewie and Cool Quip. Yeah, I mean, I'll honestly unironically do that every now and then just because of that, because I do think it's kind of funny. Cool Quip. Yeah, you got a little bit of cool, you got some whip, and then you get some Cool Quip.
You thought that the victim in this case was your wife, you deranged freak. That was like 20 minutes ago in this video. In this thing, it was like an hour ago that he mixed up the victim in this case with his ex-wife. That is a next level.
There we go.
Made on June 21 that appears in the Laura Littman tweet, DJT20. It says follows.
Last paragraph where?
DJT20.
I think he does actually have a lawyer. There, you know, I think, you know, since there's just someone right next to him. Why is his lawyer just letting, you know, Trump cook off like he is? Like, I mean, he's not saying a fucking thing. I haven't heard a single thing that guy has ever said. Unless he's just like some, like, mitigator or just literally a middleman guy or something. Or as, you know, just at least, you know, to be kind of like a witness outside of the recording and the lawyer in this interview. I don't fucking know. You would think he would just have someone to mitigate with him.
Say as follows. The world should know what's really going on. It is a disgrace, and people should pay dearly for such false accusations. You see that? Yeah. And the person you meant who should pay dearly for such false accusations was E. Jean Carroll, correct?
Yeah, and I think their attorneys too. I think the attorneys like you are a big part of it. Because you know it's a phony case.
Damn, dude. It's like, man, the lawyer and Trump are literally just popping off on each other. There is some real strong tension and animosity in that room. Damn, dude.
Man, that was insane.
Damn, bro.
I can't even believe that half of what we just watched actually happened.
I mean, we just like tuned in for the last chunk, and I'm just like jaw dropped, like, bro, like, damn, dude, what was the shit that we missed? And now that I'm wondering that now. Like, just wow.
To be fair to the people who think this was woven by a wizard, I don't think a wizard could make like a more damaging deposition for Donald Trump. Like I actually don't think
no
that
shit.
the Illuminati could come up with a way to make Donald Trump look worse than Donald Trump did. That is just like everything about that. Insulting the lawyer, just lying within the same second. The confusing the victim with his own ex-wife and just like being like, that's my ex-wife, isn't it? Oh, she was a great lay. Oh, it was so good.
Wait, he actually said that? Oh my, okay, you know, oh, I might be going back a little bit. I gotta see some of this. Holy shit.
She was so good in bed, and they're like, Donald Trump, that's the victim. The alleged victim? Oh, I mean, she's disgusting. I can't see anything. It's... Oh, my fucking God.
Alright, I gotta find that. I mean, I really do. Where the fuck is that? It has to be... I'm assuming it has to be, like, way more here in the beginning, right? Somewhere around here.
She's your girl's hot as shit. In the purple.
Whoa!
Yes.
Whoa!
Okay, I'm assuming maybe around here, I think.
Good. Oh, my man. Wait, you gotta look at me when you get out.
That is very.
You give me the thumbs up.
You are.
You gotta put the thumbs up. You gotta get the thumbs up. Can't be too happy. First? Yeah, let me.
It's very funny.
You gotta give the thumbs up.
You and I will walk in.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, we'll definitely check that out.
Maybe it's a different one.
Better not be the publicist. No, it's her.
Yeah, that's it, with the gold.
Here, let's just kind of skip his reaction to it, honestly, here.
I want to fall out of the bus, look like an idiot like Gerald Ford, and then he gets fucking stopped by the door. Incredible. Just look at this shit.
Bus. Like Ford, Gerald Ford, remember?
Down below. Pull the handle.
Hello, how are you? Hi.
Trump, how are
nice
you?
seeing you.
Pleasure to
Terrific.
meet you.
Terrific. You know Billy Bush?
How are you?
Nice to see you. How you doing, Ariane?
Doing very well, thank you. Are you ready to be a soap star?
We're ready. Let's go. Make me a soap star.
How about a little hug for the Donald? You just got off the
Would you
bus.
like a little hug,
Okay,
darling?
absolutely.
A
Melania
little
said
hug for
this
the
was
bushy. I
okay.
just get...
You in that video, correct?
Yes. Yes.
And am I correct that that video was recorded in January, withdrawn? Am I correct that that video was recorded in September 2005?
I guess that would, I don't know the date, but whatever date it was is fine with me.
And am I correct that you were engaged to your current wife sometime in 2004?
I don't know.
Am I correct that you married your current wife in January 2005?
I don't know relative to that tape, no.
And the person you were speaking to, it's now famous, in that video was Billy Bush?
That's right.
Please let me...
This is very old news, fully litigated, during debates, during everything else, fully litigated.
Okay.
And you know what I said then, and I say it now? Locker room talk. That was locker room talk.
Okay.
Oh my God, he's still, yeah, even...
Excuse me?
You do say in the video that you, quote, moved on her heavily.
I did say that, yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
And you do say in the video that as part of trying to have sex with this woman, you took her furniture shopping, correct?
We actually did look for furniture, yes.
We did actually look for furniture, yes.
That was true. You actually took this woman in.
I think so. It's been a long time ago. It's how long was it?
Dude.
A long time ago. But I think so.
So this is like where he forgot and all that
When you
shit.
took a woman shopping?
I think so.
And you say, and again, this has become very famous.
Dude. This is pathetic.
In this video, I just start kissing them. It's like a magnet. Just kiss. I don't even wait. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything. Grab them by the pussy. You can do anything. That's what you said, correct?
Well, historically, that's true with stars.
Historically?
You can grab women by the pussy?
Well, that's...
It was historically a thing, so it was okay. Oh my God, dude. I mean, it's just wow. Go fucking figure. I mean, this isn't the exact thing. It might be... Okay, this is kind of where we were. So... Was it actually before that? I'm assuming, maybe, if that's the case. We'll just kind of check around with here. If not, we'll just...
Recall making that statement. And I take it, what you're saying there is... Ms. Carroll fabricated her claim that you sexually assaulted her, correct?
Yes.
Another board person says a local VHS store had trumped the game. We played two...
Wait. There's a Trump the game? Did I know about that and just forget it existed? Or did that really just be something I just did not know about?
On July 4th, I did a bit where I was Patriot Mama. I became a MAGA supporter for July 4th, and we played Trump the video game. Do you guys remember that?
Oh, you know what? Maybe that's where I remember it from. Like, cause she was playing it. You know what? Okay, now I remember where I remember it from now. Like, cause, oh god. I just suppressed it in my memory, honestly.
Trump video games.
Wait, there's two? Okay, oh god. Okay. Well, that I didn't know.
We gotta do that again. Maybe this year I'll do that again. That was really fun. There's more. There's so many Trump games. You guys have no idea. We won't do Trump games this year, though, but we might do Patriot Mama. That would be fun. We haven't done Patriot Mama in forever.
Totally. 100%.
Fair to say, you'd agree with me, would you not, that you use the term hoax quite a lot?
Yes, I do.
CNN reported that you used it more than 250 times in 2020.
Jesus Christ, my man.
I've had a lot of hoaxes played on me. This is one of them.
And how would you define the word hoax?
A fake story, a false story, a made-up story.
Something that's not true.
Something that's not true, yes.
Sitting here today, can you recall what else you have referred to as a hoax?
Sure. The Russia hoax.
That's actually how he has it in his mind. Russia hoax. It's like, oh my, that's actually how he calls it. That's what, oh my god.
Going to be a hoax. Ukraine hoax.
Dude, why does he say things in threes like that?
The Mueller situation for 2.5 years.
The Ukraine, you what?
Ukraine, hoax. Like, what does that even mean?
What is that? Is that the Biden? Is he referring to like the Biden laptop?
I think.
Hoax ended in no collusion. It was a whole big hoax. The lying to the FISA court.
I want to see him some Bloody Mary, well, because evidently he could.
Hoax. The lying to Congress many times, hoax by all these people, this scum that we have in our country. Lying to Congress, hoax.
People are saying that's the Ukraine phone call thing, but I thought that was part of the Russiagate, wasn't that?
I thought. I have no idea. I still want to try to find that, but I don't want to sunk cost fallacy my way into trying to find the fucking specific clip, but... Because it is a long, whole ass thing, but... Goddamn, dude. Wow. I mean, well, if I am able to find a clip or something about that, then we'll definitely have to look at that specific part of it. Because holy shit, that is just pretty... that's fucking hilarious to, like, hear of. Let's see where I can find that TJ clip. Oh, here we go. Yeah. Let's see what we get. If you want to load. Yeah. You're gonna do your business, or just gonna have you and Tucker and then fucking Murdoch stare off of me in distance very menacingly. I think that's what's going on. Like okay, I guess we'll have to do this.
Ever notice that?
Oh, I already know about this one. I can already tell where this might be going to. Actually, I saw this comment. And I do agree with this. I just want to give it its just immediate like, just because yes, Tucker needs to be put in his place by fucking Jon Stewart again.
Far-right Nazi mass shooter claims to be non-binary. Every conservative media figure accepts it unflinchingly, and in fact, they continue to propagate it long after it's been thoroughly debunked and disproven. But if a far-right Nazi mass shooter claims to be a far-right Nazi, every right-winger on Earth is incredulous to the point of absurdity, denying it even as evidence to support it pours in like a tidal wave. Funny how that works, huh?
Yeah, this mass shooter right here, not a Nazi at all. But, this guy right here, absolutely a non-binary person, unequivocally.
A tidal wave? Funny how that works, huh? Well, no, it's actually not funny at all. You know what is funny, though? Remember that old Christian comic where they drew what they think an American high school is like in our new godless America? And it looks totally awesome. First off, everyone has a gun, so good luck shooting up that school. Look at this edgy badass with his drugs shirt.
And what looks like a fucking... how do you even load that? Where in the fuck did he even load that gun? Like, what, is it a muzzle loader? What is that? It looks cool, though.
Or this guy literally just has an angry monkey on his shirt and it says, "My ancestor." Like, holy fuck. Who knew Darwinism was so edgy and badass?
I mean, this is kind of edgy. I like it. He got, like, the cool badass trench coat looking dude with, like, drugs. Which you have the skull and bones, which kind of implies, like, drugs or death or some shit. So you got, like, an edgy-ass, like, anti-drug dude. You got, like, a dude who's, like, all about evolution, holding a revolver. You got a girl who's wearing, like, some like, kind of Stratcon clothing, but the only thing that doesn't make it so, it literally just says sex on her shoulder. You got a guy brandishing a knife over there with another trench coat, looking like he's about to fuck up this kid over here in the front. And then you got sexual orientation counseling, which, based, cool. So you got counseling services for, people that might be struggling with sexual orientation. Sounds pretty based. Free birth control. It sounds pretty based.
I always wish someone...
And also, why wouldn't you want that in high school? Wouldn't you want to make sure teenagers aren't getting pregnant unless you're a weird fucking conservative freakazoid?
These shirts for real. Well, now someone has. Me! Introducing 2 new shirts that are guaranteed to turn you...
Oh, hell yeah, dude. You know what? I honestly want to get that My Ancestor shirt. I might honestly get that shirt. Honestly, it's even more of an upgrade a little bit. I kind of like that guy right there, but I kind of like this one too because it's kind of reminiscent of Gorilla. It's Gorilla, but it's Gorilla 2.0.
Introducing 2 new shirts that are guaranteed to turn you from a friendless loser with 0 prospects in life into a friendless loser with 0 prospects in life who looks like a goddamn badass. And to celebrate the introduction of these revolutionarily new sexy designs, for the first 24 hours or so, you can save 25% with a coupon code that goes a little something like this. Oh yeah, that's right.
TJ is your king 25. Hey, I'll definitely keep that in mind because I do get paid tomorrow, and if this was just uploaded, that means I will certainly have time to take advantage of that.
TJ is your king 25, all cap.
Yeah.
Tucker Carlson is moving his show to Twitter.
God, I wish I probably should have not done that so I could have prepped myself. I didn't realize he was going to show up so suddenly. Okay. Alright, okay, alright, now, alright, I must...
Just as I have pretty much given up on that place. And that leads me to feel very vindicated in my decision, by the way. I do plan to reemerge on Blue Sky when and if...
Luckily, I have already downloaded that, I just need to make an account. Because I guess, like, a lot of people who wanted to use Mastodon are like, this ain't working, but then Blue Sky came out of nowhere, and everyone's like, we're going here now. So, I'm gonna go over there instead, if anything.
Ever gets going. And if that fails, I'll just have to live without a place to share my every insipid little notion, every little bauble that enters my mind. Tucker recently put out a video, by the way, explaining how the media lies to us. He says that it's not so much that they tell outright mistruths, but that they leave out vital context in order to shape the narrative. Pretty bold of him to come out and say that.
Considering he literally was a mouthpiece for that, for the far right.
Exact tactic he has used time and time again to push his explicitly right-wing narrative on his now canceled Fox News show. I also think it's funny that a guy who shit-talked Trump in private while sucking his cock on TV every night is now lecturing us about the virtues of honesty. I installed a bidet on my toilet, a Lux Bidet Neo 120. Bought it on Amazon, cost me $36, was a total pain.
Thank God he got a picture of it looking nice and clean.
To install.
Knowing how he probably, uses this thing,
Found out that whoever put in my toilet in the first place was a goddamn psychopath. I don't even want to explain to you some of the things I saw. Parts didn't fit. Things were jerry-rigged in a nightmare of plumbing that would have made Mario say, "Oh, fuck no!"
Oh, fuck no!
But through grit and guile, I made things work, and now I can spray water at my asshole. So yeah, basically the greatest victory in American history.
True.
Also, I crashed my car. I was pulling out of a Raising Cane's, and I smashed into some old lady in a 2007 Toyota Sienna. Banged the fuck out of the front of my car. So that's going to cost me a few bucks. Not to mention, once Scotty and Paul find out about it, I'm sure I'll get roasted by them.
Oh, yeah.
My wife was pretty upset at me. She accused...
Oh, my God. Oh, man, he's going to get roasted by Paul and Scotty, and his wife is mad at him for it. Oh, my God. Well, hey, for someone that fucks on bicyclists a lot and, sells the virtue of driving around everywhere, buddy, I wonder why people like me tend to be a little bit kind of fearful of drivers. This is why.
Being oblivious.
Gurgi 2. Yeah, it was Gurgi 2, Electric Boogaloo, dude. It's like, he just had like a moment of just like, fucking Gurgi, and then accidentally just like,
Believe you didn't see that car.
I did see it. I saw it before, during, and after, crashing directly into it. I got a really close view, in fact. Little old lady was pretty cool, though. She just shrugged at me like, well, that's life, Sonny Jim. She really had no reason to care. Her Toyota Sienna was already a total piece of shit anyway. I guess that's the advantage of riding around in a big old heap of shit. Even if you smash it up, who cares?
Yeah.
Wendy's is going to test some AI chatbots to take your order at the drive-thru.
That's a mistake. That will not lead to problems at all.
I'm all for it. I prefer artificial intelligence to actual stupidity.
It's not that I don't disagree with that, but it's not going to get orders right. You're gonna say one thing, it's gonna like register something else and fucking fuck shit up.
Quest of Wendy's is this: don't make the thing overly pleasant. I don't want it to ask me about my day or to bloviate about the specials or whatever. Just have it be a brusque asshole who just says, what do you want? And hurries you along.
That'd be nice.
And hey, why not give it a celebrity voice? I'm thinking like Bob Hoskins. Or hey, you know what? How about Dave Thomas? Bring his old ass back from the grave to take my order. I want his little soul trapped in that speaker box. I want that canon. Speaking of AI bringing people back from the dead, I guess Timbaland is going to feature an AI Biggie Smalls in some of his new music. I don't really know who Timbaland is, but I'm pretty sure Biggie Smalls would shoot him in the face before collaborating with him.
I mean, I don't even really necessarily think Biggie Smalls would even, necessarily outright do that, but he would probably slap him in the face and be like, what the fuck? What are you doing?
But I guess in this brave new world of AI this and AI that, Biggie Smalls will collaborate with anyone. It's very egalitarian, but in the worst way. I hate that we live in a country where healthcare is not a human right, where you're not entitled to housing or food or water, but everyone gets to collaborate with Biggie.
Ooh, good shit.
At least it's an interesting dystopia, am I right? By the way, the Bud Light saga refuses to die. Recently in Toronto, an anti-gay hate mob attacked a man and a woman who dared to buy some Bud Light at the store, apparently.
A couple assaulted outside liquor store of suspected Bud Light purchase? You can't be fucking serious. How dare you support those damn woke-alike queers, you motherfuckers? Like, are you serious? This is, actively making me want to buy Bud Light, by the way. Like, because honestly, for the piss water beers, it's not the fucking worst thing out there. I mean, but it ain't no Rainier, you know what I mean? Like...
the people didn't even buy Bud Light.
And they didn't even buy the Bud Light. I mean, go fucking figure.
We're buying some other beverage that I guess the can had a rainbow on it, which Bud Light's can does not have a rainbow on it. So this is where I'm going to announce the beginning of my eugenics arc. You know, from now on, whenever I talk about people like this, I'm going to pepper the commentary with snip snip references, which is my new code for this is an example of the kind of person who should not be allowed to reproduce. And the pack of morons that were...
What's next, Skittles? I think they did go after Skittles once.
outside of a store to accost any and all Bud Light drinkers, and yet they don't even know what Bud Light looks like. They should not be allowed to reproduce. And if any of them already have, well, you know, what are incinerators for? I'm the Amazing Atheist, and if you were offended by anything I just said, it was a joke. If you agree with it, though, I was serious. Peace the fuck
True.
out.
I like it.
Oh, and don't forget to buy those shirts.
I won't. Fuck you, TJ. What's this? Burn it. Create a live-action Disney movie Spectrum. Real ass... Oh, wait. Live-action character that keeps a decent balance between realistic cartoony. Real ass animal. Oh fuck, oh fuck. Oh god, oh fuck. Oh god, oh fuck. Ah. Yeah, burn it. Honorable mention goes to the fish from Pinocchio. I thought it'd be unfair to pit two fishes to the animated chipmunk. This in the Pinocchio, really? What the fuck? That's so weird. Dude, I already know there's like probably a bunch of furries or a bunch of weirdos that probably sexualize the fuck out of that. Because also, for this picture, why is this fish looking at me so sensually? Like, it makes me uncomfortable for various different reasons just because of, of the frame. It's like, what the fuck? It really is kind of a little weird. I mean, it's not bad as that fucking weird little locust dude thing. I mean, like... in that fish here on the left, I mean, it looks fine. It just looks like a more photo-generated, like, real-life, like, creature, basically, but not, like, the actual real thing. So, I don't know, like, I mean, it looks fine. But that one, this one's just getting a little too excessive. Jiminy Cricket. Oh, it's Jiminy Cricket? Okay. Okay, so Jiminy Cricket, alright. Oh, Doggle. This dog trusts, this dog mom trusts the kind of man with his babies. Wait, what? Aww. Aww. Oh, little babies. She's just like, what the fuck? It's like, where are you taking my babies? She's like, get my babies back, asshole. Aw. Aw. She's so cute.
Come on, dog. No.
Damn, she gets spoiled. Man, she gets spoiled too? I mean, you must. I mean, when it comes to sweet puppos and doggos, you must spoil them. They're the sweet ones that must be spoiled. Because they're adorable. Actually, speaking of, there is a bunch of deliciousness in there for Sukaf in his food bowl, but he's barely tapped into it. Damn goofy little fluff. Hey, Puff. Little goofy boy. Up. Hey, boo boy. Boo boo. Boo boo. You know this big ass fly? You haven't gotten it yet. Can you fucking snag this little bastard already? He's been trying for a minute, but he still can't. Fucking little goof. Look at you. Staring off in the distance like a little weirdo. Like a damn little Fruit Loop. What? A little Fruit Loop. He just wants to follow Dad around now. He's like, what the fuck? I can't get in here. Come on, bro. What the fuck? Man, this dog is so silly, dude. So I saw a little boy. Look at you. You little goof. You was a silly boy. Those little ears, dude. Just poking off into the little sides like that. It's adorable. He has like certain levels of like attention when it comes to his ears. Like he'll have like the casual, just like what's up type of attention, where his little ears all kind of flopped over, and then he'll have just like what the fuck is going on, where it's like bloop, one or one of the other ears is like flopped open. You can't necessarily get both of them, but you can get one. And it is so damn cute when that happens. Very rarely he'll get both of them up, and when that happens, that's just like, oh my god. It is just ridiculousness. He looks more like a goblin when he does that. Little goof. Little goblin boy. I barely had to touch this and he already came over here. Come on, buddy. Come here. Come here. Come on. Come here, boy. Come here. Come here. Don't be laying down. Oh my god. Really? Really, dude? Come on. Come here. Oh, just get me fucking serious. This dog cannot be serious. Hey. Little poofy butt. Yo, come here. Would you get over here and take this? You know what? Fine. I'll be right there for you then. Little jerk off. Friends. What was this? Left my dog outside for 30 minutes and this is what happened. Oh my god. Dog somehow got a snail on his head. Aww. And dog's all like, what the fuck? Damn. A dog would have ate it. Slug snails can, for no fault of theirs, carry lungworm, which affects dogs and it's just consequences. Please be careful if your dogs come in contact with them. Yeah, it's true. But I think the dog, seems like it's fine. If anything, the snail just like, it just probably rolled up on him or fell on him. Oh my goodness. Oh my god, and it rolls around too? Aw, but that's just so cute. Aw. Aw. That's adorable. It's so cute, their little bed rolls around, so you can move it around. Aw. And you don't necessarily have to pick them up or anything. You just like have it be a little roll. Aw. That is just so cute. That is adorable. Just so damn adorable. Just, aw. Yeah, let's see what other random things go on to now. I'll see y'all. I don't even know if I want to watch this, but oh my god. I made transgender people watch Jack and Jill. Oh god. I want to have anyone watch this, no matter what. Like goddamn. I mean, it's like, I mean, it doesn't matter if they're like trans or not. Like, don't succumb anyone to that fucking disastrous shitbag, horrible, just raunchy, disgusting fucking corporate schlock film of a movie. I mean, like, oh my god. Mama likes this movie. Why? I don't know. Oh god. Oh my lord. I didn't think there would be people that would unironically like and watch that shit. Like, oh my god. Wow. Transfer violence, Griff implodes in humiliating fashion during. Oh, I've seen a bunch of clips off of this. I haven't actually reacted to this yet myself, but oh my god, this shit's so damn good. This shit's hilarious, actually, just because of the way Ethan fucking just slays Ollie, dude. It's hilarious. Like, he honestly handled dealing with Ollie Lennox so fucking masterfully. Like, I mean, it was just, oh. That was like it's like some chef kiss shit from like the very beginning to the very end. And the very end of it is hilarious. I don't want to spoil him. If the human support doesn't mention it, I know Demo Mama was reacting to it as like a whole stream, so I know it's that there's a whole timestamp with that one, somewhere in her comments. So like I can at least find it there. But oh my god, this shit's great.
Anti-trans grifter Ollie London appeared on a recent episode of the H3 podcast, and to say that...
Man, I wasn't even on max volume. Jesus, Mike.
Didn't go well for him would be quite...
Don't deafen me.
Because he was utterly buried in one of the best takedowns I've seen since Sam Cedar versus Jimmy Dore back in 2016, and I don't think that that's hyperbole. And for those of you who don't know, Ethan Klein is the host. So he very clearly did his research, and he tried to disarm Ollie London, so he kind of felt more comfortable sharing his most egregious takes. So it started out very polite, very formal, and Ethan allowed Ollie to share his overall thesis, which is basically that the kids are being trans because they're being indoctrinated by adults. It's the same thing that you hear. He's not making an innovative
It's typical
argument.
bullshit, basically.
But as he begins to speak more and more, Ethan Klein dismantles every single point that he makes. And there's a couple of traps that Ethan Klein sets for Ollie, and he walks right into them. Now, before I share any clips with you, I've got a couple here. I do want to encourage you to watch the entirety of the debate. It's about 2 hours long. And I'd also say stay for the after part. Once Ollie left, they continued to dismantle him and respond to Ollie as he was rage tweeting about his appearance. It was just all around amazing.
I didn't even know that was going on. Holy shit. I haven't seen the original thing. I've just seen people react to the actual debate itself. So I didn't see and hear about the aftermath. Oh my god, so immediately afterwards, there's like a bunch of rage tweet, freak out, fucking meltdown session shit going on. Of course. Holy fuck. Alright, we might have to at least, check out some of this shit, dude.
But without further
like some more of it, at least.
It's probably the most humiliating moment for Ollie London because they set him up by getting him to denounce groomers and any trans merchandise appealing to children. But they dish you, Ollie. We'll put it that way, and it did not go well. You could tell that he was ambushed, didn't know how to react.
Actually, since you bring it up, I have seen something troubling from a trans person that I thought was kind of gross. They were selling, it was like a kid's t-shirt with a trans person on it, and then they had kids' toys with trans people on it, and it was kind of gross and groomy. Have you seen anything like that before?
I've seen T-shirts that the Lieutenant Governor of Minnesota wore, protect trans kids with a knife on it. Things like that. I've seen T-shirts that says protect trans rights with AK-47s on it and stuff. And, I don't think that's helpful messaging for, and that's just trans activists, by the way, Ethan. This is a small number of people, and that's who I'm calling out. That's who Gays Against Groomers are calling out. It's not the trans community as a whole. Specific.
Yeah, never mind the fact that, could there possibly be a reason why some trans people have, a reaction to where they feel like they want to, defend themselves with the whole, queers bash back idea, by having, I literally have a sticker on one of my, little ammo crates over here that says, queers bash back with, the gay and trans pride flags, diagonally of each other and shit with, what she basically described. I wonder why there are some queer folk out there that have that mentality.
Activists who have highlighted, have hijacked the trans movement
So actually, you know what's interesting, Ollie? If you go to your website right now, your merch website, I was actually talking about your merch. You are actually selling kids' lunchboxes with a picture of you depicted as a trans woman.
Going low.
And you're selling
No,
it.
that's not a
Literally doing that.
That's not a trans woman. That's just a K-pop picture of me.
Oh, that's just okay, a pop picture, mate. Don't worry about that.
Because this is you. I had a feeling you would say that, because here it is, you wearing that design, and it's pretty obvious to tell that this is depicting you. This is from
correct.
just like a month ago, and this is when you were trans.
Wearing my merch.
Yeah. So do you think it's appropriate to sell this to kids?
Well, it's a lunchbox with a picture of a K-pop cartoon. There's
Well,
nothing
you as a
inappropriate with
trans.
that.
It's you as a trans woman.
It's me as a K-pop star. It's nothing to do with being trans or not. That's just a cartoon of me as a K-pop star. So it's not.
But
that's not inappropriate.
Right, but at the time you were a trans woman.
Correct. At the time I was a trans woman, but there's nothing inappropriate.
So it's you as a trans woman.
That I was a trans woman at the time. That picture does not depict me as a trans woman. It depicts me as a K-pop star. But
I find it interesting that you're willing to make that separation when you're making such general claims about groomers and stuff, because to me, by your own definition, this is pretty groomy. And even if you go, and this is
It's
all...
an innocent picture.
Well, hold on,
It's an
Ollie,
innocent
hold on one
picture.
sec. Even if you go on your website right now...
Dude, there's even like one of those headers, like the search bar, like right next to it, it literally has her little eyes going like, and doing that shit. Like, she makes just like a point, or he, I don't even know, it's Ollie London. Just like, Ollie makes it a whole fucking point to like, you know, really use that depiction and plaster it everywhere. Like, I mean, you can't just roll it off as like, that's just a depiction, you know, of me to keep at that. I mean, you can't just roll it off like that. I mean, it's like, there's obvious inferred depiction here going on. And if, you know, you use the groomer logic and shit, it would qualify for that. It shouldn't fucking matter either way. Like, I mean, I don't think it is, obviously, but if we're gonna use their logic, it would.
Ollie London, Ollie Merch Squad, as you depicted as a trans woman. And if you look at the available sizes, it's just kids. 3 to 4? Do you think it's appropriate for a 3 to 4-year-old to buy this shirt?
Yeah, of course. Any K-pop fan, if they want to buy my merch, they're absolutely entitled to. There's nothing inappropriate with that merch at all. It's
That is a trans woman, Ollie. You're not understanding
You're
your own
clutching
logic.
at straws. You're clutching at straws.
How am
That's
I?
a
You were a
cartoon.
Okay, hold on. Let's follow this through.
Ollie's not the one clutching at straws. It's Ethan. And what type of noise was that? What was that little? That was like the most weakest. Like, I'm gonna bark, but I don't want to bark now. Like, bark I've ever heard. That was like the most non-bark bark I think I've ever heard out of any dog.
You were a trans woman when you made this. There's a picture of you wearing it. It's obviously you as a trans woman. Here's you as a trans woman.
Oh yeah, she is wearing the shirt in that image.
Here's you as a trans woman on the shirt, on a kid's shirt. How am I clutching at straws?
Well, you're clutching at straws. It's an innocent cartoon. It doesn't say anything about
The
indoctrinating
tongue
children.
is somewhat
It's literally a
sexual.
cartoon.
How the tongue is out like that, it's a little disturbing.
Ethan, come on, I'm doing a...
I mean, also I just realized that like her little pupils in her eyes are little hearts. I just noticed that too. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, there are. Yeah, there's 2 like little pink little hearts in there. Like where her little pupils are supposed to be. Like, it's so, like, wait, like, hold on. Like, how in the fuck is there at least not some, like, very bare minimal, like, sense of, like, sensuality or, you know, and shit? Like, cause there is. A little bit. I mean, it's like, I definitely would argue that at least, you know, when it comes to, like, you know, little kids and shit, especially considering, like, you know, the only sizes that are available are pretty much, like, under 10. Like, yeah, that is just a little bit of an issue and some sus shit. Like, if this was, like, you know, catered specifically to adults, I literally would not give one iota of a fuck. But especially with this whole deflection and this whole groomer narrative that this motherfucker wants to push and shit, it literally is just like a utter fucking hypocrisy and a good gotcha. Because it just shows how much, you know, they're willing to deflect, you know, from, you know, their quote-unquote grooming, even though it's not a thing, by the way, and yet want to accuse literally anything else, you know, as potentially being indoctrinary or grooming and shit.
Ethan, come on, I'm doing a K-pop pose. You're just clutching at straws.
No, why is the tongue out? I find that a little provocative.
That was incredible. They're grooming kids, but I'm not grooming kids because I'm being depicted as a K-pop star, not a trans woman. But Ollie, you're not a K-pop star. You were, however, a trans woman, and that merch was directly marketed to kids. But by his own definition, that doesn't make him a groomer, but LGBTQ plus people who sell like rainbow merchandise to children or drag queens who read to children, that's grooming, but your merch, that's not grooming. Unbelievable. Now, that lunchbox comes up again and again and again if you watch the full interview, and as you're going to see, Ollie gets increasingly defensive, doesn't know how to respond, and whenever he tries to bring up this indoctrination or grooming, Ethan throws that in his face. It was just truly incredible to watch because he had no way of responding to it. And it gets
because they knew it was a good way to get under their skin. Like, I mean, that was basically the core of it. Because, I mean, Ethan's really pretty fucking masterful at, like, doing these little ambush gotchas and shit. You know, when it comes to, you know, these weird conservative fucks. Like, dude, Steven Crowder, too. Like, I mean, with Sam Cedar, you know, popping in on him. So, hey, dude! What the fuck? Like, I mean, so, like, honestly, like, Ethan knows that. Okay, dude, fucking hell! Shut up! Like, holy goddamn, dude! Like, what is your damn deal? Like, holy shit. Bruh. Anyway. What the fuck? And as I was saying, Zugov evidently does not want me to get this point through. But, like, Ethan's like a dude who, like, you know, is able to just, like, slowly, but, like, inevitably just, like, set someone up to essentially just, like, you know, be hoisted by their own petard. And, you know, I guess you have to, you know, like, a quick, winded version is that it's just, like, it's a very masterful tactic to get these, like, conservative, grifty, hypocritical fucks, you know, to just be caught, you know, on their own bullshit.
But I want to move on from the lunchbox thing because there is more here that was really, really good. So Ollie London, presumably, he hasn't been on many shows where his talking points were challenged, but they were in this clip. And Ollie ended up doing a complete 180, and it was just incredible to watch. So basically, he cites a study. Ethan pulls up the study on the spot, shows him how he's misrepresenting the findings of the study, and then Ollie London subsequently claims that he doesn't actually trust studies when Ethan cites a study that Ollie London doesn't.
Oh, I remember this one too. This is another highlight.
And the way that Ethan throws that in his face is very masterful. So let's watch.
There's a lot of studies. There was a study in Finland by the top transgender clinic that was basically transitioning a lot of kids, and they said around, I think it's around 45% of the kids had experienced severe bullying, so that led to their gender dysphoria.
What do you want?
Let's see here.
Dog's being a little bitch.
I have that theory you're citing.
I'll drop kick you off the roof,
Tampere University, Finland, yeah.
Here it is. Let's read the conclusion. Here's the abstract and everything.
He came back over here. He's like,
the
what the hell?
conclusion says gender identity, especially non-binary,
Oh, fine.
is associated with both being bullied and perpetrating bullying.
What are you going to do about it?
Well, I gave him a treat so he could feel better.
A range of variables, including
hear
internal
this.
stress and involvement in bullying, and the
Love how
opposite
your
role are
neighbors
taken
love
into
me.
account. This suggests that bullying during adolescence may serve as a mechanism of maintaining heteronormality, which I think what that means is that the bullying actually results in people rejecting their transness in favor of heteronormality. I think so it seems to be saying the opposite actually of what you claimed it said.
You don't hear the cases of the detransitions.
Are
because
you
the gender-
aware, Ollie, that 99% of kids that transition do not regret it?
No, I don't support that statistic. I think that's wrong because these clinics...
From what authority do you disprove that statistic?
Well, look, these clinics make these studies. They don't even do follow-up studies. There's an example of a
Do you
clinic
not trust
called the
studies? Because you just told me to read one.
I don't trust studies.
Why?
Even if you're saying...
I honestly wish that there weren't those little skits because Ollie is literally sitting there quietly for like a couple seconds, just like blankly staring like, how do I respond to this?
27 studies. Then why did you tell me to read this one, Ollie? You use studies when it's convenient for you, But you don't when it goes against your.
Look at that awkward, like, little, like, it's just like that little awkward, like, Dude, Ollie is just, like, caught in such a corner. It's so fucking great, dude. Ethan is just, like, massively just bitch roasting this fucker, dude. It's great.
And your consistency with studies. Do we like them or no?
Ethan Klein. Debate, bro. It's official. That was remarkable. And that,
I mean, I'm willing to give him the title for it. Like, at least a good one, instead of, like, one of these, like, oh, I'm just gonna literally talk over you and just, like, use every little fucking tiny little tactic under the sun to just, like, get a one-up on you. Like, he's actually doing the legit, masterful, good version of, like, what a debate bro would be, at least in my mind.
It's just a microcosm of the entire interview, because Ollie London would make a claim, and then Ethan Klein would debunk it with facts and logic, oftentimes on the spot, and Ollie just had no room to obfuscate. See, the thing about these anti-trans grifters is that they try to gish gallop and throw a bunch of shit against the wall to see what sticks, but Ethan Klein would stop him, fact check him, or just tell him on the spot, I know what study you're referencing, I know what news article you're referencing, that's bullshit, here's why. And Ollie London couldn't get any of his talking points to stick because Ethan Klein was on him. It was incredible. So one thing that Ethan tried to do that he wasn't successful at, because Ollie London is at least savvy enough to, like, give himself some plausible deniability, is Ethan tried to pin him down on admitting that banning gender affirming care for minors can be a death sentence because it leads to increased suicidal ideation, but Ollie London refused to admit that that was basically his de facto position. So we're going to watch how Ethan handled that, and as you're going to see, Ollie London had no idea how to respond, so he just straight up shut down, and there was this long pause between the both of them that was very uncomfortable but incredible.
That's not the only long pause either, by the way, but this is like the worst.
Watch.
This is bad.
You're denying them life-saving, gender-affirming care.
No, I'm saying give the kids mental health support until they
you're
can
saying
become an
use
adult.
this avenue that doesn't work, that's not going to work to prevent you from killing yourself. You're telling them you cannot have the antidote that's going to save your life. You can only do the therapy that I approve of. You can only do the therapy that I say is okay for you, Ollie. You went through this whole gender transition. Why do you deny people the journey that you yourself had?
Because I had that journey as an adult, and even though I regret it, I was an adult. But kids cannot consent. So I'll say it again: kids should
can't
not be on
consent
any
to
form of
anything.
porn.
Kids
like I do really kind of partly hate that argument, because it's like, yeah, kids by proxy can't consent to anything. That's especially why you educate them and, like, you know, help them through their development and shit like that. And obviously, you know, don't exploit them, but, like, uplift them and help them prosper. Like, cause, yeah, like, they don't, yeah, like, they're not gonna, you know, understand everything about the world or themselves yet, and that's why you do all that type of shit. Like, duh.
But Ethan, this is irreversible. We're not just
No,
talking
it's
about
not.
something.
Sometimes it's not. Most of the times it is irreversible.
Which is true.
And when it's not reversible, it's done under extreme care, under doctor supervision. You want this kid to kill themselves, Ollie. How do you live with that? How do you betray the community, the trans community that you're a part of? You sold yourself out for some attention and some money, and you are dooming kids to kill themselves. How do you live with that? Before it was cute, silly stuff about transracial and BTS and pop stuff, and it was just silly nonsense about
damn, he's getting so heated, he's getting the hat off, dude.
Racist stuff about Korean people having tiny penises. But now you're actually delving into transphobic, violent transphobia that is going to result in kids dying. You're going to have to reckon with that, Ollie.
No, absolutely not. You're trying to paint me out saying this.
I'm saying what you said.
Cannot consent. No, Ethan,
Kids
I'm not
can't
saying
consent to anything.
Kids cannot consent to irreversible hormones or surgeries, Ethan.
Okay, a kid needs to get his leg removed because he has leg.
I noticed that little, like, walk back too. It's like kids can't get reversal from hormones, and just said surgeries right after that, because yeah, they can. Like, when it comes to, like, hormone replacement therapy and shit like that, or puberty blockers, like, those can be temporary. Like, you know, if you stop taking those, like, they reset and shit. Like, I mean, over time. I mean, it's like like those can be reversible. Like, what the fuck? Like, what?
Should you be able to get the leg removed?
Or if he has a cancer, yes.
Okay, so what's the fucking difference? He can't consent to have his leg removed. That's irreversible.
they made $2.2 billion transitioning kids last year. So it's a multi-billion-dollar industry with a lot of power.
So people make money from it. So therefore, we shouldn't let kids save their lives.
No, you can provide. I'm not going to keep going on about this same thing. You can provide kids with the right mental health support that doesn't include putting them on harmful hormones that can cause irreversible issues. And when they
You're right.
become
We
adults,
should make it free. You're right. People shouldn't be charged for it.
Based. Dude, hold on. We gotta truly absorb the entirety of that. Like, let's get to the point where it says healthcare should be free right here, right?
You're right. People shouldn't be charged for it. No.
No, I'm just not.
13 seconds of silence. Like, oh my god, the awkward just silence of all of that was just insane. Oh my god, just wow. It's like, oh yeah, we should, it's like this like for-profit, industry when it comes to healthcare, it's bad and we shouldn't allow it to be a thing. It's like, oh yeah, well, hey, make it free, which based. And it's just like just like you get all like the Windows error sound effects happening and shit, and reboot sounds like just happening in Ollie's brain, like in the very moment, dude.
About the same thing, Ethan. I need to go anyway. It's quite late.
That line about free healthcare was just, that was the cherry on top for me. Now, Ethan, during that clip that we just watched, he made a point about Ollie London selling out his own community for attention, and I want to actually play the clip because it came up before that, right, where he makes this point, and he made a very, very strong argument as to how this is actually nothing more than a grift for Ollie London, especially considering how quick the turnaround was. So let's watch that.
I don't want to diagnose you. I'm not a psychiatrist, but there is some craving for attention, clearly, right? Good or bad. I mean, you said about like Korean, you said your pronouns were Korean, you said you were going to get your penis size reduced so that you could look more, you could be a more authentic Korean. I mean, these are not serious things. You seem to be a provocateur. Is it possible that you are participating in this right-wing grift because, one, it's making you a lot of money, and two, it's getting you a lot of attention? Is that possible that you actually don't care and that your beliefs are empty?
I mean, this is a legit good point because, a lot of, different people like Dave Rubin, Blair White, Caitlyn Jenner, etc., whether they're like gay or trans or whatever, like they do this type of shit where they will, essentially just like, like at the end of the day, they don't really care. It's like, sure, they would probably, deep down be okay or fine, with, Jennifer McKay or whatever, fuck, because obviously they had it, or at least, normalization and acceptance when it comes to the LGBT movement and shit broadly and stuff. But because they're like provocateurs or, have a little bit of a sense of ego of wanting to be boosted and like get attention and shit, they're willing to literally like basically sell their soul for like a fucking penny and a buffalo nickel to, essentially get and garner that attention. And in a way, like Ollie London is just kind of an extreme case of that. While someone like Dave Rubin or Blair White might be more of a smaller example. Like, I mean, this is at least a more benign version of this example when it comes to that. Because, I mean, like, Ollie London is legit a very extreme case, especially with the whole, like, transracial, like, Korean thing and shit. Because, I mean, Ethan ain't wrong. Like, I mean, initially it was just like, alright, another weirdo and someone being kind of dumb and shit, you're trying to get attention. And then they started getting a little racial and shit, and honestly, frankly, yeah, just racist and, various different times. And then, like, I think it's because from there, that's where, Ollie probably started getting a little bit of money out of these things. And then, like, once, the whole anti-trans arc, from the far right started really taking into effect, Ollie just kind of saw another opportunity to, kind of, like, bark up that same tree again a little bit, being like, all right, hey, let me get some of these dollars again. Let me, try to get back on that trend. I mean, so that's just kind of my assumption. Just because, like, Ollie just seems like, someone who's just, like, a legit straight fucking grifter. That really's got, some issues to probably work out within themselves. but are just going to use this as an opportunity to just, make a lot of money on the side anyway. Yeah, so either way, like, I mean, they're still, dangerous due to their fucking rhetoric and what they advocate for, due to that shit. But, like, deep down inside, do they truly care about it? Like, in comparison to someone like a Mount Walsh or some shit? Not to the same level. But they still parrot the same fucking, result, though, either way. So, does it really matter?
No, absolutely not. So when I struggled with my identity for years, I generally was struggling, and I was lashing out at bullies. And the more I would get bullied online by YouTubers and people on TikTok, the more I would act crazy because I was trying to feel validated and loved. And it was very unhealthy.
The conservative movement has offered you quite an open hand. They're very glad to be using you as a mouthpiece against trans people. So it must feel good to be being accepted from somebody, even if it is at the detriment of many people who are at risk, trans people. It must feel nice to have people supporting you. I want to show you this clip from an interview from Piers Morgan, okay?
Lots of pictures here of you as a woman. So how long ago was that? Was that quite recent?
That was actually a London Fashion Week, so that was literally a month ago, so kind of a drastic change.
So you went from trans woman at Fashion Week, a month later, to being on Piers Morgan denouncing the trans movement. When you said take your time and talk and figure out who you are, that all happened within a month.
Yeah, that right there tells you everything you need to know. Ethan is...
Yeah, like, I mean, because the thing is, when it comes to, like, transitioning or, for some people, detransitioning, because the thing is, like, when it comes to, like, trans acceptance and, like, normalization of gender affirming care, shit like that, that also includes people that, maybe might think at the end of the day, like, maybe this isn't totally for me, or maybe I don't want to go all the way with it, or whatever the fuck. I mean, it's, like, the idea that, like, when being pro-trans somehow being, like, anti-detransition or some shit is kind of a little silly, because the whole idea of being pro-trans is about accepting, one's identity and, like, affirming kind of their journey about, like, coming to, figure themselves out. And a part of that, might include, a transition and realize, all right, maybe, some of the, like, transitioning this far is not how I totally feel, let's bring it back a little bit and kind of do transition a little bit and shit. Like, some people feel that way. And some people kind of go for those back and forths. And sometimes, in a lot of cases, a lot of it's just mainly due to, like, financial aspects of shit, at least for America. So a lot of people that usually detransition are due to those type of factors, and when they have more of a stability, to, afford that type of shit again, they usually go back into transitioning. So, I mean, honestly, a lot of the cases, especially when it comes to gender affirming care, a lot of it's just to increase the accessibility and the ability of, to, basically, pick your own journey in that sense, so to speak, when it comes to, like, figuring your own identity out. I mean, that's kind of the whole point. I mean, so, it's like, I mean, and that takes time. I mean, it takes, a while to kind of truly kind of figure these things out. Like, it took me a while to kind of figure out who I am as of now. But even then, like, how I am now, when it comes to my identity, might change, in the future. Like, whether it's the next 5 years or the next 10 years and shit, right? So, I mean, it's like, who you are and how you express yourself, as an identity, is something that always kind of, changes over time and shit. I mean, it's not like, it's just a true core set thing, and that's just how you are, period, no matter what. Like, once you're a certain age, like, your identity just, it just stops developing cold turkey. That just doesn't happen. So, it's just like, I mean, it's just a part of the whole, process, when it comes to just figuring yourself out.
Ollie London is so desperate for attention that he is willing to do anything to get it, even if it means throwing his own community under the bus. See, he carved out this niche for himself, and it gave him exponentially more attention. Nobody's denying that this grift has been lucrative for him. It's been very successful. But to go from being trans to anti-trans within a month, and now you're publishing a book less than a year later, it all feels very inauthentic. In fact, I'd argue it's as fake as Ollie London's Botox-filled face. Now, knowing he was...
I mean, yeah, I will admit, definitely got to work on your plastic surgery there, buddy.
Exposed, Ollie London immediately complained about Ethan on Twitter, writing, "Tonight, I did an interview on the far-left H3 podcast."
Implying that H3 is, like, somehow, like, a far-left communist socialist or something? Like, oh my god. Like, I mean, Ethan's basically just been, like, a radical, like, social democrat type. like a radical progressive type, basically. I mean, he's never really been like a full far lefty and shit. Like, maybe on the leftovers because you have a son there, but that's about it. And I don't even really think they, you know, do that often anymore. I mean, not that I'm aware of. I have no fucking idea.
Believe in the importance of educating people about what is going on in regards to the gender affirming care industry, even if they are pro-gender affirming care. Out of all the interviews I have ever done, this was the rudest and most unprofessional person I have ever spoken to. The whole time I was interrupted while the host tried to twist my words into my mouth, saying that because I'm against children being medically transitioned, that I support child suicide for not affirming their gender identity, and blaming me for children killing themselves, and then ending the interview, calling me a demon, which is true, by the way, and it was big.
Yes, and please, Mike, tell me you have that clip.
Absolutely below-the-belt interviewer who desperately tried to twist my words for clickbait and views. I believe in the importance of respecting others despite their opinions, and believe in the importance of having sensible and respectful debate, but sadly this person has no idea what respect really means. And that, my friends, is what coping sounds like. And as you saw, he was ratioed by Ethan Klein, and it was just another L that Ollie London took. But first of all, it is comical to describe Ethan as far left. He's center-left at best. Second of all, this clown talks about respect when he spends all day harassing people on Twitter like Dylan Mulvaney, despite the fact that he claimed multiple times during his appearance.
Oh god, hold on.
Dylan Mulvaney, despite the...
Oh my god, look at that book, Ollie London, Gender Madness, and it just is him, like, oh my god, of course there's a book, of course.
That he claimed multiple times during his appearance on H3 that he doesn't have a problem with trans adults, but yet he sure is obsessed with people like Dylan Mulvaney, who seem a lot...
Which, like, motherfucker, like, why are so many of these fucking conservatives obsessed with Dylan Mulvaney? Like, why does anyone care about her? Like, seriously. She, like, was sponsored by Bud Light and a few other corporations in the past once upon a time. Like, or something, I don't know. Like, why do people care about her? Or at least these conservative freaks care about her so much. Like, what's the root about her that makes her so, like, just exceptional when it comes to this shit? Like, seriously. Is it the fact that she still calls herself a Christian or something? You know, or, like, is it that or what? Like, I don't get it. Like, is it just like, oh, she's Christian and trans woman, and so, like, oh, the abhorrent, like, extra blasphemous evil from that? I don't, like, what is it? Like, I mean, what the fuck? I don't get it.
Than he is.
Like, I mean, because, like, it's like they never really had, like, an individual to totally scapegoat, so to speak, outright, and... Like, and now at this point, it basically seems like it's Dylan Mulvaney when it comes to shit, because they're, like, it's incessantly non-stop about this person. Like, it's like, and again, I don't know, I don't get it. Like, I mean, what makes it so, like, what makes her so unique about this?
Huckster, Ollie, and you're not mad because Ethan Klein didn't respect you because you've shown to be a disrespectful cunt yourself. You're mad because Ethan Klein blew up your grift. Your grift imploded live in 4K, and you were exposed for the fraud that you really are, for the charlatan that you really are, and you're mad because now we have this podcast to point to that dismantled every single one of the lies that you've been telling for the past couple of months, and you hate that because you haven't been called on your bullshit until now, and it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good to be destroyed by facts and logic, and you're currently coping in...
Those are empty. They're from last night. You obviously weren't here.
But keep coping and seething because you're a fraud and everyone is laughing at you. The left is laughing at you to your face and the right is laughing at you behind your back. So they're going to use you as long as you are useful, perhaps until you move on to the next phase of your grift, where you denounce the right and write a book about how you were co-opted by the right and became a transphobe, but now you've forgiven yourself. But at the end of the day, everyone knows that you just want attention and nothing else, which is a reason for us to disregard every single word that ever comes out of your mouth again. So cope and seethe because you lost here, so just take the L and shut the fuck up.
Damn. And you didn't play the demon clip, Mike. Or I gotta find it. We gotta find that demon clip. I just had to hear that last little bit, because, yeah. I mean, if anything, you know, really the best outcome for all of London would literally to just, like, you know, do your little final hoorah with this grift, shut the fuck up for, like, a few years, and then, like, come back and just do a little redemption arc, be like, I'm sorry, guys, and just, like, hope people forgive you or something. I don't know. Like, that's really the best outcome for Ollie at this rate. But here, let me go on H3's podcast so we can find the clip specifically. Here we go. Yeah, here we go. Here's the ammo now. Cause we got to see the "fuck you, you're a demon" clip, cause that shit too good. All right, so where'd be? Oh wait, it wouldn't be in the video. It'd be right here, Yeah, here we go, All right, would it be that? Nope. Which one would it be? Yeah, here we go. Found it. Alright, so... Oh, sweet, there's timestamps even. Fuck yeah. Alright, that makes things so much better. Alright, here we go. Now we'll use these timestamps. Or, timestamps. Alright. Alright, so we'll just use that as a way to get to the very end. Okay, wow, they're still on. Alright, here we go.
Good luck.
Okay, you're a demon.
There you go, right there. Yep, perfect. Oh my god, yep. Here, let's go. We gotta truly absorb this. Here, let's go back 30 seconds there. Let's absorb it. Let's just like build it up. That was just like a drop. Like, we gotta let it build up and then drop.
Anyway.
Favor of kids killing themselves.
Ethan, not cool. Right, anyway, thank you.
Well, not cool. Actually, that's putting it mildly. It's actually demonic.
No, it's not
actually
cool
demonic.
To say that I'm pro for
But
that.
that's
You're just
literally
putting
what
words in
you're
my mouth.
doing.
Okay,
It's what you've said, my friend.
No, it's not. It's about, I've been saying about we need to give mental health support instead of putting...
Affirmation
anyway,
is mental.
to disagree, and good luck.
Okay, you're a demon.
Have a good night.
Wow.
Well done. Well done.
I don't know. I don't know if we got anywhere with him because...
We didn't get anywhere with him, but...
Because he's like... He's pretty slippery, you know. He's smarter or more prepared, I would say. He's like media trained, unlike Sebastian or
have a good night. Or have a good night, guy. Yeah.
The Nexium dude.
Have a good night, guy. Yeah.
Because he's got this media training that they're slippery, but the man is selling a fucking lunchbox with a trans person on it.
No ways.
Well, no, that's...
You can bring the chat.
That ain't grooming. It's just, you know, like, all this other trans stuff that is. I love that shit. I mean, it shows how much they brought that shit up. Like, I mean, it really was pretty consistent. But, oh my god, like, this whole thing was pretty fucking great, honestly. After interview brief... Yeah. Oh, wait, hold on. I saw that. I saw that. I saw the face palm there.
Styles, exactly. What makes him a weak man, Ollie?
Because he wore a dress. Don't you?
Okay. What about wearing a dress makes you weak?
Nothing.
He ain't selling Superman lunchboxes, too, that's for sure.
He ain't no strong man buying that lunchbox.
Yeah, I don't think there ain't no strong man conservative father who's gonna give that to his darn little princess brother. I doubt it. I strongly doubt it, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, that's the kind of another thing. It's like, I mean, it's kind of sad that, like, you know, Ollie's trying to do this grift, because it's kind of almost like a Dave Rubin-esque thing, you know, where it's like, it's kind of like they get their quick little moment of fame, but then it just, like, you know, fall off to obscurity and shit, because realistically, they ain't going to be accepted. I mean, because that's what pretty much what happened to Dave Rubin. Like, when's the last time we realistically have heard about that motherfucker, you know? Like, outside of the few times I've mentioned him now, you know, on this stream, it's like, when's the last time that guy's ever been brought up on anything? Outside to be used as, like, a reference point. Like, I mean, no one gives a fuck what he does now at this rate. But yet, he's still doing the same thing, but just falling into obscurity about it. And frankly, he'd just be better to just kind of shut the hell up and just, like, retire with the money that he does have. Just, like, go into, like, stocks or something. I don't fucking know. Like, I mean, that would be a better outcome for Rubin, at least. Or just, like, start up his own Reuben sandwich shop or something. Literally call it Reuben's Reuben. Or Reuben's Reubens. Hey, at least, you know, it'll work a little bit. But he'll have to learn how to make a fucking sandwich. Well, you know, well... Yeah, he would probably be the, sandwich maker, you know, as a couple and stuff. He looks like the guy who would be the one making all the Sammys. But either way, it's just like, Ollie London is definitely going to be having a very similar thing. And, and if it really is truly a grift, you know, when it comes to, which obviously it is. But if it comes down to, like, their personal feelings about themselves, you know, being like, yeah, you know, I am trans and this and that, but are just taking it, but, you know, just essentially taking advantage of a lot of this, like, you know, like, it's essential eternal struggle about it, and being validated from the right with it, and kind of coming more to terms with that sense of shit. Like, there definitely is, like, a large element about that, you know, being part of the whole element. And I think a lot of that's just due to personal issues. And getting out of the public, you know, limelight would probably fare a lot better, and I'll probably be able to figure out who the fuck they are better, you know, due to that, but they can't help themselves. They want the attention. I mean, at least on that type of level, it's pretty fucking pathetic too, frankly. Because honestly, I mean, you know, it's like one thing to, you know, like obviously, you know, do shit and be like, hey, I've done stuff, or, you know, trying to like put effort into a thing or whatever, and like having some sense of validation. I mean, there's nothing inherently wrong with that. But, like, I mean, when it comes to just literally being a full-on, like, attention-seeking whore type of thing, where it's, like, you're desperate and will do pretty much anything for it, that's where it kind of gets into, like, a level of not just patheticness, but also some problems going on a little bit, especially psychologically, because there's, like, there definitely, you know, at that sense, you know, needs to be at least something, you know, like, tapped in when it comes to the root of why that's a problem. And it could be probably various different reasons as to why. I mean, considering our London, probably narcissism. Be the egotist. Someone that craves validation. Deep. There. Man, there's honestly been some pretty, like, decent little things, you know, when it comes to, like, low react shit. Like, Vance on Tim Pool and shit. That shit was pretty fucking good. Like, I mean, just seeing how, like, you know, Dimbull was just getting fucked, just kind of, like, you know, slowly but surely seasoned on a, like, on a fucking, like, you know, kebab roast or some shit was pretty nice. I mean, I did eventually see, like, the first half of that, you know, where they're talking about the homeless dude and shit. And, I mean, from what I understand, Lance literally didn't know about that story prior to going on there, so he was a little, like, essentially, like, kind of clueless, and was able to kind of get gish-galloped and shit by Tim Pool about those things. So that was kind of the only part where he kind of lacked in a little bit. It wasn't totally prepared for, but there's, frankly, a good reason for it. He just didn't know that story happened. Like, that shit was, like, breaking, you know, before he went there, and, you know, didn't do, like, you know, essentially probably be like, oh shit, yo, this just broke or something, you know, so, like, that's kind of, you know, unfortunate, just, like, you know, unintentional consequence, but everything else, though, like, he fucking nailed it, though. It actually kind of gave me a little bit more respect for Lance, frankly, especially when he propped up like that whole like the left-handedness stat and statistic. Because like I remembered it, like the whole room went like, oh god, like they all just went, oh no, so, because they knew they had to respond to that in some way, either that or deflect as much as possible. And yeah, most of it was literally just deflection. Like I don't even think they really outright directly responded to it. Like, so, yeah, it's like, when he pulled that up, they were all like, oh god, oh no. Because, frankly, it was kind of about time when, you know, like, someone, like, actually propped that up, you know, to these right-wingers, actually had to make them respond to that. I mean, honestly, it's like, shit. Anyhow, I'm going on for a little 3 hours. I think I'm gonna grab myself some food and, I don't know, just kind of chill for the rest of the lovely evening, if anything. Just let this be my fucking chill day, because, after all the ass busting I've been doing and shit, I definitely need it. But hey, I'll give my little pup a little walk. I'm surprised Harley is still here. He's pretty much been here literally all day. Loading in the bows, yeah. Alright. Anywho. Yo, there's that little pup. Where are you, little pup? Are you just in that laundry room again? I think he is. Yeah, well, whatever. He'll come around eventually, especially once he realizes that he's gonna go for a walk. Anyway, I'll call it good for the rest of the evening, so peace out. And of course, I'll be back around for the next one. So,